So cute.
Hello, everyone. We're back with the Nerdy Playbook, Echoes of Bahamut. It sounds like audio is doing good. I just want to double check before I start talking too much. Okay, looks like we're good. Do not forget that for the rest of the month, we are still doing Gamers Outreach. If you want to give any kind of help for that, that is right beneath the screen at our logo with the LGBTQ colors on it. Every bit of it goes directly to the Gamers Foundation, Gamers Outreach Foundation. And if you're unsure about it, it is just a way to give kids that are hospitalized forms of entertainment via video games. Right now, 100% of it goes directly there, but if you contribute, there are different forms of rewards you'll get from there. Check it out right at the link. Outside of that, there are no announcements, so we're going to go right into it.
Never mind, I won't make
Here we go.
Joke.
So,
Good call. Good call.
last we left off, the team themselves, after having a heated altercation between Silic and Soma, they decide to discuss about the events that transpired that Soma does not remember. Making sure that everything is all in the up and up and communicating to the team back over at Heartwind, you're told that you do not have to stick head and toe, but at least keep track of where Soma is, due to the fact that the destiny of his lineage is still up in the air, whether or not he's going to follow the hero's role or the villain's role of the whole 9 realms. With that, Serena follows you, now changing outfit and weapons, and the rest of the group decides to stick with Soma and Silic to make sure not only that he follows the right path, but to also keep an eye on him. With only one destination ahead, you guys decide to head to Mix's home area, which is the Emberfall, the first major town that most of you have discovered. There's a town within the forests, mostly consistent of druids and pretty much all pacifists. A town of much wonders that only you thought Mixus thought was just making up. Trees walking around, talking as if this is a normal thing. Many different creatures floating around as if you were in some kind of super doped up dream. As you make your way into the Emberfall itself, you find out that Mixus is actually not the happiest person in this whole town. They get happy. And you decide to start meeting this town. And after a while, you start finding out that it is a town where conversation goes a long way and first impressions do stick. With everything, one of you is now labeled as the scary guy who scares off pixies, the asshole. Another one decides to be the one that seems to be the fraternizer and the one-pump chump. Another one is the devourer of companions and familiars. Only one of you is considered actually the group's favorite, which is surprisingly the orc, who is actually normally not a race that the town is actually fond of. Making your way over to the edge of town, you find yourself into what a cul-de-sac of more majestic areas, and you find Mixus's twin, Matilda. Finding it as kind of a polar opposite of Mixus, but exactly the same physically, You were introduced inside after Theodore had to prove a point to Helga to not eat, and showing you that there is a form to many of the creatures that live around here that are much more demonic to their natural, cute, and cuddly version. Making you wonder, what could Fred turn into? As you enter into Mixus's home, into this majestic tree, you find out that it is much more magical than what it seems to be. The tree itself turns into much more of a magical mansion, a mixture of Beauty and the Beast with kind of some Hogwarts involved into this giant magical tree. Living items, things doing their own, and just arcane energy of all sorts. As you're introduced inside and you're followed in tow, leaded ahead by Matilda, that is mostly where we left off. So, this being your home, Mixus, take it.
Okay, well, I went into the pantry and got snacks and put them on the table. And, Murph found a chair that actually fit him. And, which he was very shocked. And then I'm gonna try to, where's Matilda right now? She's
Matilda,
sitting at the table
yeah,
too?
she's just sitting at her chair and she's just kind of relaxing.
Okay, I'm gonna look around and see, oh, you moved my chair. And I just moved it back and I sit. Be like, okay, so yeah, I'm home. And these are my friends.
Hi, again.
So,
where have you been?
all kinds of places. I went to a different realm. It was fun.
You didn't write.
Well,
message.
Well, how? Oh, shoot. I think I forgot my message stone here. I'll make sure I take it with me.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
I'm sorry.
You know how many times I hear about where is Mixus? Mixus needs to speak to Elder. Where's Mixus? Mixus needs to find herself a mate. Where's Mixus? Mixus needs to carry on her line.
I have
Daily!
50 more years.
Daily!
I have 50 more years. You know this.
Yes.
You do too.
And you know that the Elder passes in 50 years.
Yeah, so I
Well-
have 50 more years.
Well, you know that it's his responsibility to make sure that one of us goes on, and it ain't gonna be me!
You're the one that's still here all the time.
You're the one who has the ability to move around. I can't leave this town. It's scary out there. You have more freedom.
Afraid? Tilly, if you just tried it, I'm sure you would get used to it.
Yeah,
It's
no,
nice out there.
I tried. I honestly tried. I really did. Just the other
How
week,
far did you make it?
I
did you
made
make
it the furthest. I made the furthest. I was 5 feet off the town line, and I saw some creature in the shadows, and I immediately ran back. To be honest, it was probably a squirrel, but nonetheless, there was a creature in the shadows.
You didn't even go to the town over? Is that the reason why you have no snacks?
Well, I mean, I pay some of like the local importers, exporters around town. I mean, they'll usually do services going to nearby towns. I mean, it costs a little bit more, but I mean, it's fine.
You can't pixie dash everything.
Pixie Dash.
But that's what they do. They like fly over
you
and they get a bunch of
can't.
stuff and they bring it back here.
But you can't do that.
I think you're saying I shouldn't. I absolutely can, but
Okay, well, I know I'm back. I know they want me to see the elder and everything, but we have some other stuff we're trying to do here too. And I'm sorry that I didn't write and talk. It's really hard to do, a raven across realms. And yes, I know it was my fault. I didn't bring my stone. I will make sure I bring my stone next time. But it was just, I needed a break. And guess what? I found out there's so many cool things out there. Yeah, there's some scary things, but there's some really cool things.
Scary
Like
things?
You meet new people too.
yeah, I'm
So,
kind of stuck on the scary thing. What scary things?
Okay, well, we're not going to go into detail, but there's a lot of things out there that are different.
A lot?
And Helga, you are not scary.
You immediately just see her like grab like a huge like thick like quilted blanket, and she immediately wraps it around herself for comfort.
Oh, Jesus, really? The quilt? Really? You've had that since Granddad, like, passed.
And our granddad and his granddad, this was our home. I'm not gonna leave it.
Okay,
Safe.
I understand. Okay, I get that. But if you're gonna stay here, doesn't that mean, it's not just me that has to, pass on the line?
I know this is like a family thing, but I mean, Mixus has got a point. Why would they carry on the family line if they're not here, I don't know.
Thank you. And who knows? Hey, maybe, you never know, maybe if I ever do settle down, maybe I'll find someone in the other realm. You never know, there could be more Landrins out there. I've only been to, 3 realms? Now I think 3 or 4. 3 or 4, yeah.
You've been busy in the past. Well, yeah, you've been busy.
So okay, I'm sorry. And I know.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so.
No, it's okay. You don't have to apologize. I should be apologizing because I didn't let you know what was happening. It was just the portal was about to close and I had to jump and go as soon as I could because if I wanted to follow the cool-looking people out of the Feywild, I had to go when I did. And then I realized that I didn't have my stone, so it wasn't like I could call home. Yeah. And I'll go see the elder. But I also so we have some stuff we wanted to do while we're here, though.
You mean you're not just coming back home?
No.
Oh.
I'll be home later. I know. This tree gets lonely, but you have Theodore, and you got the town people.
And you could get a husband, wife, whatever you want to get, whatever you feel. Carry on the line and all that.
Okay. She just kind of.
I understand. I get it. We're different compared to some others, and I know I have to go see the elder, and we'll go see him. But there's also a couple of my friends because they like to talk to gods. So we're gonna go to the actual the temples too. Did you want to come with us to go do that, or is that too far?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Are you sure? You could at least go to the first one. That one's not that far. That's only 10 miles outside of the town.
She looks
It'll be fun.
She looks amongst the group. Do you really want me to go?
Do I? Well, I'm here, but I know how you are, so I don't want to do anything out of your comfort zone. Because I know you. But you still need to learn how to do stuff. Because what if I'm not always here? Obviously, you saw I was gone for so many years. What if I'm not always here? You look like you did great. You're keeping the house great. But have you talked to people in town? Have you hung out with people? I mean, George still is asking about you.
George is weird, and the rest of the townspeople are even weirder. I mean, they're way too happy all the time. It's odd.
Well, you're happier. I mean, I understand you're scared, but maybe hanging out with them will make it better. Anyways, so I don't know what the elder's up to. I don't know when I'm supposed to go see him, but all I was told is go see the elder. Go see the elder.
Thud, 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 as you hear a giant knock on the door.
Oh no.
If I can, before that happens, I'd like to possibly. It's gonna end poorly, but I would like to insight check Tilly and see if there's any like actual like hidden resentment towards Mixus of her ability to be able to like
It'll be a really
go
high.
out and just adventure.
It'll be a really high DC
I don't
'cause you've not
expect.
met her before, but yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I don't expect this to succeed, but I figured I can
Who
try.
knows? The
You
dice
can
might
certainly
give
try.
us.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna try and feed Theodore little snacks off the table. Kill a rabbit.
Yeah.
Kind of like them.
What kind of snacks are you gonna try to feed him?
If there's like carrots or celery or something, I'll give him some of that. Otherwise, it'll be crackers
Okay.
or bread.
You put the carrots and celery by him. He just kind of like opens his eyes as he's kind of like laying like on his side, sprawled out like on a countertop. He just kind of looks at it. He kind of like
Like a
twitches his nose a little bit, and he just kind of closes his eyes back up.
I grab
Is
a
there any
berry.
meat? Are there any meat snacks?
I'd leave that up to
No,
Mrs.
right?
They're not
There
vegan.
would be.
Okay.
There would be some meat. There's probably like jerky and dried meat. And maybe, I have to teach my sister packet bacon. Yes.
Murphy's gonna take a piece of jerky and hand it to Mama P. Try this.
Ears kind of perk up after nose twitches a little bit. It immediately just kind of takes its one leg and kind of stretches out. It kind of stretches and immediately sits in the proper position, looks at it. Immediately like takes its paw and puts it on top of your hand and like tries to pull your hand closer as it starts eating it in your hand.
Now I like this
Don't lose
rabbit
a
now.
finger. Don't lose a finger there, Fiend.
More.
Remember to fish.
More. You
I
can
like this rabbit.
You can clearly tell that in its natural form, even while it's eating, it's still just a basically like a Feywild version of a rabbit. It seems like only when it's in like a defensive predatorial form does it kind of like transform. It's kind of similar to what Helga does. Kind of whenever it requires aggression, does it actually turn?
Is that good?
I got a 16 on that insight.
Yeah, you can't get a feel. I mean, like even though she looks just like Mixus, she's got different tells, and the tells that you could start registering from Mixus, as few as they are not the same tells you would get from Tilly.
Okay.
The only thing you could assume is there's something that she has to trigger. She just does not want to leave town, and that's all you can get.
Fair enough. And she's scared of the shadows.
She's scared of everything.
She's scared of everything.
Me? Where does one get a little rabbit like this? It's like feed it another piece of
Fear not, no.
Oh,
You're
oh,
not,
It's
yes.
cute and deadly.
I mean, Theodore has been with me for some time, and
Tilly, you've had him since you were little.
yeah. I mean, companions and familiars are not uncommon around here. I mean, they're. I don't know what it's like with you guys, but most of us don't actually grow up without a companion or a familiar, and they just kind of run around all over the place around here, and it's kind of a rite of passage to just kind of have one come to you and kind of become bonded.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of animals around. I mean, I'm sure, like, and it really just comes down to it. I mean, there's plenty of rabbits like Theodore, so if we find some, you can try to see if one will like you and want to be your friend.
I very sneakily put pieces of meat in my pocket. I want a deadly rabbit.
Mixus, do you have a familiar?
That's
what
Fred.
Fred is.
Fred, the stag.
Fred. Got it. Yeah.
Fred
Okay.
is my...
Yeah. So, and then like when you mention that, Matilda's just like, yeah, Mixus has always been about size in the community. Most of us get really small familiars. I mean, no one around here has a stag.
think I could ride, and the eagles don't like to play, so So Fred found me when he was little and like wanted to be friends, and that's how that happened.
And let me guess.
I mean, he used to be tiny. Remember, he used to be little.
Like, she immediately like looks at the rest of you. It's like, let me guess. She only makes friends with really large creatures.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, that about checks out.
No.
I feel like she makes friends with everyone.
Which I guess are large.
Everyone.
I should be friends with a
We just all happen to be
dragon
pretty large.
and
She does have a snake in her pocket. That's small.
Yeah.
That's a small boy.
That is
Danger
quite...
Noodle. Danger Noodle. Where are you?
Just kind of, you see like the little bubble kind of form in the pocket. You just see like the little beady eyes stick out through the shadows as it's picking up. As you immediately hear him in bestial, for anybody who does understand the language. You'd be like, what? What do you want? This place is weird. Where am I? Where are we?
At
What
home.
the hell's that?
There's some nice little. There's a sunroom. You could go sun in there if you want. So you don't have to be in the pocket all the time.
There's something weird about this place. I've been feeling it for a while. Where the hell are we?
You're in the Feywilds. You're in the Feywilds.
Feywilds. The hell are Feywilds?
Yeah. It means you get to be more fun and wild.
Wow.
Alright.
Extra wild.
As you start
Do you
seeing
want
him, he immediately starts
Thanks,
sliding down your
wild.
pocket,
Well,
like wrapping
wild.
around your legs. So it starts moving through the floors. You immediately see Theodore's eyes just kind of perk up, just immediately like looking.
Don't hurt Theodore,
Who's
Trust me,
Theodore?
I tried.
the rabbit.
Rabbit? I fucking hate rabbits. Where's Rabbit?
You'll like this one. He likes to bite too.
You literally just told me don't bite him. Why am I gonna like him?
he likes to bite other things. So maybe you guys can go hunting together.
Alright, I'm gonna go find the sunroom first.
Yeah, it's over there. And I point
Alright.
to like where the greenhouse is.
You really start seeing him head off into the very much lighted area. And kind of see him get lost within the greens.
I'll see you later. There might be some bugs in there you can eat.
Yep, already found him. Alright,
There, one small friend for Mixus.
at this point you keep hearing the banging.
Oh shit. I guess we should go get that. Till you want me to get it, or do you want to get it?
Well, it's probably for you, so you might as well get it.
Okay. And I go over to the door and open up. Yes?
As you immediately just see, like, crouched down because of the door size, you immediately see this, another Elandrin, but she has kind of like a purplish hue to her. You know, very much dryad kind of skin and curly long hair, purplish as well. You've never seen this person before, but she definitely seems very young. The only thing that you know that recognizes for her is she's wearing a specific insignia as far as one of the matrons of the Altar. She immediately just looks down at you. Mixus, I presume? I found the right place, right? You are Mixus?
You did.
Oh, right.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, we've registered that you've been here for at least an hour, and you still have not spoken to the Elder yet. I'm here to retrieve you. Would you please follow
Can my
me?
friends come with me?
I was told that you did have a company with you. Well, there has been kind of a dispute about that. There's been some town actions that have been taken in, so to save face, I've been told.
They're fine.
Well, I've been told that the giant, the other Landrin, I believe, and the large
Another
beast
Landrin.
person can't come.
Wait, there's no lantern.
I was told there's another one that has blue skin like our Saladrin.
Oh,
Nope,
That's
nope,
not
no
a-
one here.
that's
No.
not a lantern. That's not a lantern.
Completely different.
Definitely
person.
not Xander.
No.
I'm trying to still look at him.
I apologize.
Could be.
He's a genasi. Have
Okay,
you ever seen a genasi?
I have not. No,
Oh. How old
Wow.
are you?
Be prepared.
How old are you?
I'm 120.
Oh,
Just
you're
a
a
baby.
baby. You're a baby.
Yes, I understand that I'm still in my youth, but nonetheless, I do speak on the behalf of the elders. So, your two other companions, I believe the orc and I believe the elf.
Yes,
See, I'm
it's an
behind
elf.
and just next to Mixus.
Hello.
Hello.
You can come too.
Why can't my other friends come?
There's already been problems. They're already
We're
considered.
troublemakers, don't you know?
They've already been
Too
considered.
wild.
Well, with the exception of
Yeah, we all wanted to keep the riff-raff out.
as you said, the Genasi, right? I mean, I guess you can come, but there's a little bit of rumors going around. I don't know if we're doing it for the sake of your friend. I mean,
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, could they? Okay. I guess I don't know.
Helga just
guys
sprawls
seem-
out on the floor because she's like,
Okay,
well,
well,
guess I'm
Helga-
not going.
Helga's made herself comfortable. I don't know. Anyone else? Like, Murph, do you want to come, or are you okay sitting in your chair over there? Oh, by the way, there's 2 more things of ale over there. Or wine.
Oh man, there's wine. We were looking for it the whole time.
Well, because I got it from George. Be careful.
Yeah, the two
that wine
legs
is strong.
Oh, I don't think so. It can't be anything compared to that dwarven ale we had earlier.
Fiona's
I like
gonna
to-
look at Murph. Just watch him, please.
Murph is gonna stand up out of his chair and have like a scowl on his face and start making a beeline towards this courier.
oh, you are a giant.
And then he's gonna. A mean giant, boy. A mean giant.
And I'm gonna say while
What
you're actually
else?
saying this, you're like bent over because you cannot actually stand
yeah,
up in
yeah,
the.
I'm-
Yeah, you're like Gandalf inside of the action.
Oh,
Yeah, because you gotta get in the doorway, and the doorway's small, so yeah.
That'll bring me to my next point. Look at him. And then he'll turn to I'll stay, but he'll turn to Mixus. From one black sheep to another. Don't let him push you around, wee one.
Okay.
Oh, I
Give her a pat on the head. I know you won't, Mama Fee. Also, is there any open space, maybe up higher? Because my back is killing me in here.
You're only in the entryway. That's why you're so like once you get
Oh yeah,
further
everything's-
away.
If you're not in
everything's
a
open.
hallway, you're fine. But yeah, if you're in a hallway, which like the entryway has like a hallway, it's like you got to really get down. But if you're in like the main like
if-
center, you're good.
But if you really want to, you can go outside and climb the tree, and there is a hammock up a couple branches up.
To be honest, this is a
Thank
hammock
you.
for their size person. So let's see how this works out.
I'm not looking for the hammock. I'm just looking for the spot around the hammock.
This is like
Oh,
There's
look at
also
that.
a swing.
what I can
Yes,
imagine
right.
for this is like like a 6 foot tall person trying to stretch out like a designer blanket that's on a couch only meant there for design. So you're trying to like get it just like to cover you. It just doesn't work.
I just
Yeah.
picture, but remember
When
the
you're drunk on your
hammock.
buddy's couch trying to use like their small little throw blanket.
It might be like really small for them, but like the hammock is huge for me and Tilly. Tilly and me can like sit in it together.
Like
But it's
Murph,
so
if you
small.
laid in this thing, like your back will land, you're just like draping your arms, your legs down. It's like, yeah, this isn't comfy at all.
Oh, this is so comfy. This is so
Yeah, no, I'm not going to be using a hammock, but I will climb up there at some point. But
Okay,
continue
cool.
on.
All right, fair enough. All right. So this
All right.
purple lantern immediately just looks at. So are we all ready?
I guess. Xander, did you want to stay here, or you want to come with? You can have ale if you want.
Ooh.
It's fine. Well, I
Okay.
mean, it's wine. It's wine. It's
Oh,
not ale,
that's-
but
That sounds delightful. And somebody's got to keep Helga and Murph out of trouble. So
okay. Just don't drink too much because. And I look at Theodore. Theodore, you're in charge.
Theodore immediately like looks at you, runs up, just like stares directly at Helga, and immediately slaps his ass down and just gives like the most destructive, ugly stare crimson eyes.
On his way back across the room, Murphy grabs some meat out of Fee's pocket. We'll be needing this, thank you.
And you hear the little like padding from his foot going. Pa, 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 pa.
Yes.
So, Mama Fee and Renora, you won't come with me then?
I'd also like to
Yeah,
say,
I'm down.
not to interrupt, I would like to really say like as an intimidation tactic. I can't remember what animated movie it's from. I can't remember, but it's like
Tangled. You're thinking of the horse and Tangled?
no. I'm thinking we're like immediately like the little creature just immediately just like looks at its hand and really like turns into like sharp daggers as like smiles like creepily kind of thing like that. I can't think of what's from.
I feel like that's a cat.
Yeah.
It's like a cat,
You know, kind of thing.
but it's a rabbit.
Yeah. Looney Tune from hell.
At the very minimum,
There you go.
the aggression is very much like the bunny that was like the big huge like rebel in what pets do or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
the Pets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Secret Life of Pets.
Secret Life of Pets,
Yeah.
like the little bunny that's just like it's like the mass murderer. And it's like leads the
Yeah.
hole in the ground.
I'm gonna hit him with this. Body shot, body shot, body shot. Why is it not working?
All right.
Alright.
So
I mean, I know because I look at Runor and I go close to Runor. Maybe you can talk to the elder after he talks to me.
You know, I don't know if the elder's gonna give me much answers. I did talk to those fairies.
Yeah?
What was that?
Yeah.
Pixies.
Yeah, pixies.
Was it fairies
yeah.
or pixies?
You talked to
I
pixies.
did talk to those pixies, and they did give me some of the answers that I was looking for. So,
Okay. I'm just saying.
At
You
least
know,
they
it's
give you
possible.
answers.
if you're saying this out
Right.
loud,
if you think that he'll answer it, I just
I mean, if he,
I don't know with this whole vibe.
we'll see. I mean,
you would know, Mixus, that if the town itself is run on goodwill,
Yeah.
automatically the favor that you have in the town gives you favor and response. So currently, Renora has
Oh.
good favor in the town.
So you do have good favor, though, because the pixies like
Okay.
you. So,
So, okay, yeah,
yeah. And
no
they
harm in
don't
trying,
really,
eh?
and Mama Fee, you haven't made an impression yet, either way. So that's a good thing. So yeah.
I'm good with staying out of that, but why do they want you back here in 50 years? If you don't have to go back if you don't want to.
I know, but that's complicated.
Ah,
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Yeah.
anticipation.
Well, we're here for you, and you should know
Thank
that,
you.
again, you don't have to come back if you don't want to.
I appreciate that because yeah, if yeah. Okay, we're coming.
Okay. And she immediately moves out of the way to allow you all to come through. She just kind of comes out. You can see that there's one other female out there that was waiting. A little bit younger. She also has purple skin, but it's a little more violet than the other one. Maybe due to even younger that the color hasn't fully developed. But she looks almost the same, kind of like how you and Matilda twins. Maybe they're kind of like they have the exact same gene code, but they are separated by several years.
Yeah, they're like sisters.
Well, they're sisters, but by all intents and purposes, if there wasn't a year gap between them, they'd be twins.
Ah, okay.
Um,
Okay. We'll lead on.
as you see both of these, they're wearing long, like, silk robes, but they're really decorated in what looks like very, very intricate, like, glowing leather feathers that are kind of sewn into the weave of their outfits. And their outfits aren't meant for defense. They're meant for clearly aesthetic purposes. But you can assume based off these two, at least for the group that's not Mixus, is that this is automatically kind of like the wardrobe that is worn by the matrons or whatever they're called that represent the voice of the elder. They also both wear these silver, really, really thin chains. But they're not metal. They're kind of made out of what looks like a very, very thick kind of vine that wraps around. And it holds what looks like a talisman on it. The talisman itself looks like it has some shape of some kind of winged creature. As they lead you on, they don't speak, with the exception of the one that originally opened up the door or waited and knocked on the door. As she occasionally mentions, we're going to take a right here. You constantly keep noticing that you're going up higher. For Fiona and Renor, you start to notice that at first, at least at basic, the higher the tree, the more of the actual title you have amongst, as the tree that you're leading onto is like a higher bridge from the next tree, slowly leading up, and eventually it's like, hang on one second, as immediately one of the trees that was moving readjusts itself, and it was kind of like waiting to take the bridge before you continue on as the tree is moving. Very much Hogwarts style, as you got to kind of wait for some of the actual stair paths to move, to progressively move your way up until you finally get
the trees.
Right, and you finally get to one tree that is way wider and more grandiose than the rest. It is no taller than the rest, as all of them have the exact same height, but this tree almost looks like it is matching the age of the person who lives within it, as it is one that does not move like the rest. It looks like it is old, and it has decided to hold its roots in all meaning of the word. As you immediately find this tree has more like a rooftop kind of spot, and they mean like, wait here one second, as instead of it being a rope bridge, there's actually steps up to the next tree. As immediately them and a few other matrons, they all look like Elandrins in their own right, but compared to Mixus, where Mixus falls under the basic color spectrum, most of the females here start off at the color of purple, with the off centers of maybe like a blue. All cold colors nonetheless, until they start putting their hands up, as some of the actual lights immediately start dimming down, allowing it to only be mood lighting, as immediately they lift up their hands, as any lights in the area start turning into more of ambiotic, as they start different kind of little creatures start flying around like fireflies, and they start surrounding the area, much like many ceremonies from where you're from put down torches. As they immediately go in position, as the one that knocked on door immediately goes over and knocks on this really fragile door at this top little hut. Sir, she has arrived.
Makes us all of a sudden just like bow and stay bowed.
Okay. Added to the procession of the matrons that are there are a few others in attendance. You can assume that maybe much like a trial of court, these are random people that were just picked to just attend and just observe, as none of them are wearing a simple piece of clothing that matches anything else. But they are wearing what you assume is considered proper etiquette for upstanding leisure for this area, as it's mostly kind of like a really nice, what you guys would consider as a commoner's outfit from where you're from, but they are made out of what looks like fall decorations. So immediately the door opens, and you see this, at first, looks like a simple elf that has what looks like an ailment. But you see him walking out with this very intricate, wrapped, almost like 3 different trees kind of wrapped up together kind of cane. You see this old, fragile old man. Really, really high ears. Imagine what Mixus's ears will look like when she gets twice her age, as they're really extended out. But one of them looks a little twisted, and at first, he looks the same skin color as Firna. But then as you look further, he actually has some pigmentation that is exactly like Mixus's. Almost as if, as his age is progressing, he's losing his Elandrin feats, therefore stripping himself of his colorization and leaving him with a version of himself that is losing all of his racial powers, as he starts coming down, very lightly clothed, only cloths with some sandals on, taking one step at a time, not saying a single word, hair tied up, has this twisted crown on. So he comes down, they kind of put together as they take all the energy, and they start forming his little throne made out of twigs and different kind of particles. They help him sit down. Thank you. As immediately the one of the attendants, she immediately announces, all have seats, as immediately chairs immediately summoned beneath anybody who has not sat yet.
Just still bowing.
Okay. As she immediately goes to his right. What'd you say?
I sit if we had chairs.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll be standing next to Mixus.
You have chairs. He just kind of like takes like a deep breath as he's kind of sitting back, and he's kind of like, both kind of like has his body back, but maybe due to hip problems, he's kind of also leaning forward at the same time. As he kind of squints up his eyes, as you see most of the colors left his eyes, leaving only a silver hue left. Mixus. You finally come. Return back to your ancestral heritage. First off, I must say this is a grand occasion. She has left us once, but she has returned. So they all kind of do a simple bow, acknowledging the respect that is given to you. Nonetheless, serious things have happened and has to be addressed. As he immediately leans back, and he kind of rests his cane to the side as he tries to sit back as much as possible.
I'm still bowed. I'm waiting for him to, dismiss me from bowing, pretty much.
He immediately just takes a deep breath and immediately looks as the one leans forward as he whispers something into her. Rise.
Okay.
He
Hi.
mentions, have a seat.
Okay.
If anything happens, I will speak on behalf of the Elder. Voice has not been his greatest achievement of late. As he merely just kind of reaches down. She kind of steps back a little bit. He immediately tries to get out some air. You have been gone for some time, child. Do you not understand your place and your role in our society? How important it is, what duty is, and how much you have changed since you left, whether it is good or bad. The mere walking in, half your group has already created a turmoil, I must say, of town. But one of your friends we know very little about, and the other has already won approval, taken into account her station. And this we will take into account. Once again, I must let you know that we are happy to have you here, but rules must be enforced. That being said, where did you go?
Into another realm? Actually, I've been to a couple.
Which ones?
Averand, I've been to the Shadowfell, I've been to, I went to the Hell Dimension for a little bit. That was before I met everyone else.
As you
and then
really
we
say
went
that,
to a different...
the crowd starts getting a little loud. He's just, let her speak.
And then, we've been... I actually got to, I've met a lot of friends, I've met a lot of people. I've even met some gods. Even some elder gods.
So you would say that you have shown growth by doing what others have not.
Yes. I would say it's very important to know what the world is outside.
And your friends, the two on your sides, do you trust them?
Yes. And I look at Renora and just smile. And wink.
Sorry, Renora's been looking at you and then them at first. Sorry. At first, when he was talking about duty, she's like, "The heck?" And then just "Oh, everybody! Oh, I'm the okay."
And you two, as he looks between Fiona and Renora, what do you find of our splendor?
It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
There's
you.
things here that we've never seen before,
Never seen.
but compared to the outside world, small.
So small. Renora is trying her hardest not to be her usual self because she's
right now because it's not happening, but deadpan, not even looking at Renora, not laughing.
Has
dying inside.
has my fellow Alandrin indicated to you her importance to our kin?
She's indicated her importance to us. Like she said, she's met gods. She's fought in wars. She has seen the world.
He immediately steps up as immediately one of them tries to gesture to help him. He immediately just kind of like lifts himself up. It is true. Our kind are not treated very well when deciding to go against the will of the, well, predestined plan. Only a select few are usually allowed to go out and see others and live amongst other realms. And few usually return. I understand that our world must seem different to you. I see that you all, including Mixus yourself, carry implements that we do not usually allow here. Your ways and our ways do not coincide. And we've tried. We have tried to blend our ways with many of the others, even within this Feywild. But as they pass through, they claim thievery, war, and much unjust, at the bare minimum, because we choose not to raise up. Mixus's role here is very important. Our kind in the Feywild is dying. We are old, we are ancient, and very few Elantrans left are pure-blooded. Many of us have crossed into other races, which is not uncommon, but it is my job, and the job of my previous, and my next, to make sure that there are at least a handful of purebloods left to make sure that their ancestors carry their line through. Other than a few, and myself, Mixus and her sister are the last of our kind. It is prudent, and this was decided when her and her sister were born, that they would eventually, hitting a certain age, would find someone, love not required, to bear at least one child for the community. The reason why we
What
have...
if her sister... Sorry.
That's right. The reason why we have not approached Matilda yet, they might look the same, but in all intents and purposes, Mixus is the firstborn. Tradition stands, whether she was here or not. Matilda could not do what was intended of her until Mixus does first. Now, if we did not see you returned, rules would have to be changed. And unless you're here now, therefore rules will be reinforced. That being said, as he slowly starts moving back down as he's kind of helped guided back in the chair. Mixus. What do you say to this?
I'm sorry, Elder, but I have 50 years still. It's in a minimum we need to be 300 years is the minimum.
He immediately just slams down his hand as unjust. And my life will be extinguished before then. If I'm lucky, extinguished at that point. I have one task left, and it's the only reason why I'm holding on to what breath I have. You are the last of my charge. I will not fall knowing that I did not complete my tasks. Let me go and enjoy what I have left without having a charge on my soul. If not for yourself, for me.
You don't have a charge on your soul. Just so you know. And as you said, we've tried to blend our ways with other ways, but with my traveling, I've learned new things and I've met new companions and become new champions. What if I continue to figure out all of that and then bring that knowledge back
you would have us take up the way of battle.
No, not take up the way of the battle. Just defending ourselves. So we don't have people always coming in and stealing our things. We have to rebuild houses and we have to rebuild farmlands and everything every time the tribe comes through.
Immediately, you don't notice right away, especially Fiona and Renora. But with many of the trees and houses close by, this has now become a viewing arena, as many people who were invited are watching from the treetops. You start to hear like a immediate, like, sour reaction to that. I might be old. Go ahead.
With all due respect, Meeksis is her own person. She's not the last to carry her line. That is not on her. Sadly, people die off. There's no way to keep lines going. That's not something that should be forced upon someone.
Also, what if Tilly just had 2 kids instead of Meeksis having one and her having the other? What if she just had both of them? Because I'm hearing if Meeksis never comes back, then...
Give me a persuasion check.
Do it.
A solid 8.
Please
I'm
understand,
so
it
good at
is not about quantity, even though it sounds that way. It is merely about tradition. To have 2 is to have 2 kin. We prefer 2 sisters to mate with 2 others. If one has 2, we would prefer them not to mate each other.
I mean, yeah.
Doesn't seem like tradition has gotten you very well so far. What makes you think it's going to continue on?
I just don't know if marrying your cousin's that much better than marrying your sister. Renora says under her breath.
I will admit the way of the pacifist route has been quite taxing on our community. We have lost more than we have gained. But it is our ways, nonetheless. And trust me, I understand where you come from. I need all 3 of you to give me a perception check.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Snaps.
I feel like Renora's trying so hard.
I did not do good at all. I got a natural
to
one.
be respectful for Meeksis' sake, that she's just focusing fully on not saying something to piss everybody off.
What's
I got 12.
1 for 10.
17.
17. Only, Fiona, you notice this, and maybe you notice it specifically because you were raised in kind of like a battle area. You're looking at him, and the few pieces of skin that are shown, at first you think it's mostly just his age, wrinkles, and stuff like that. But this man has seen war. A long time ago. His calluses on his hands, the way that he looks, the way he reacts, the way he talks, you thought it was maybe just age. Yeah, that. He's been a soldier before. He's seen war. If anything, he understands Meeksis because he's left once before, whether he did it by choice or because that was his charge.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Meeksis.
So, I don't know how to say this as nicely because, well, I never was good at, being proper. That's a Tilly thing. Well, so you say I have a charge here, and you had a charge. You were supposed to watch over me and Tilly. Well, I have another destiny too, and it's tied to all the realms and to the gods. And I know, don't get alarmed. I'm gonna pull this out so you can see it because you'll feel the energy off of it. You'll know the magic.
Immediately,
It's not. I'm not.
They don't react to you, but a few of the matrons kind of hold a spell in their offhand behind them.
I'm just gonna pull this out, and I just pull out my bow. This was given to me by God for a reason. I'm not gonna do anything in here because I respect our ways of pacifistness inside the realm, our city area. But I have become a patron. I have become a warrior of a god.
Persuasion check, please. You're using the weapon to your advantage.
Persuasion. Do I get advantage?
No, I just have a low DC on it.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, shit.
What does a natural 20 for a 21?
After you pause, he just looks at you, looking both at the bow and you, and he goes silent. Immediately, someone tries to interrupt, and he just puts his hand up to stop them. As he gets up, one of them tries to help, puts his hand up again, takes his cane, starts walking closer to you and closer. He stands right in front of the bow, and he looks at it, but he doesn't touch it. He just puts his hand just over it. As he closes his eyes, you just see him kind of twisting his fingers over it so gently, but only so much due to his frailness, until his eyes open as you just see pure green on his eyes. Much like a regular person rolling their eyes over as they're like communicating or registering something, but it's green for him. So he just keeps doing it. And he just stops. His eyes roll back. Doesn't say anything. Looks at you. Steps back up. Walks back over there with a certain vigor. Sits back in his throne. Mixus?
Yes.
I have several questions for you.
Okay.
You've already been requested to do 2 things for the community. How would you approach those? So you were charged to do 2 things. One was to retrieve certain materials, and the other one was to get rid of a creature without killing it.
I thought that was from the other people across from the last.
No, that's from here.
Oh, I thought that was from the other
That's from the Emberfall.
town. Sorry. Oh, okay.
He was like, how would you take care of this?
Well, the creature, I would not kill it, obviously, because we're in the Feywilds. Every creature can be talked to and spoken to, because there's, to be frank, like, we all live here and we all have specific territories, and they might not even realize what they're doing. So talking to them and understanding their situation to better help the situation here, that's what I would do. And then the other task is just to gather the ingredients, and I was already going to go to the temples with one of my friends because he wants to talk. He is also someone who worships the god and would like to go talk to the gods.
And if you find this creature, if it strikes at you, would you strike back?
The only time I'm gonna strike is if it's in self-defense.
You start immediately hearing like a mixture of sounds in the crowd.
And it would not be a deathly blow. It would be a warning.
And your companion, the bestial, what if she actively tried to harm the creature? She's been known to do it once. What would happen if she harmed it again? Or harmed another?
She's just not used to the creatures here. She's never been in this realm before. She's very young. She's the equivalent of younger than your youngest daughter over there.
Young, dumb, and super hungry.
Then I'd recommend to curb that hunger correctly.
I heard that, Renora.
Well, so see, that's the thing. She learns but she's also young, so she would. If she tries to do it, we would stop her because that's not part of the process of what we're supposed to be doing.
Very well. One more question. You know of the travelers, correct?
Yes.
And the plague that they leave on our lands?
Plague.
The corruption, the damage.
Has it been more than just property damage and vandalism?
I would ask you to go speak to our priestess in the second ruin over. If anything, by the time you get there, the question will be answered for you itself. But
Okay.
if we were to have you, let's say, settle the dispute with them, how would you handle it? With your friends, of course.
Do I have all full liberty to do it the way I want to do it?
Yes. How would you have it done?
Then they would. Then the ones who are causing the damage would no longer be here.
And the ones that are only bystanders and only maybe victims of their own tragedy.
I look at Finra and Renora and it's like, we'd give them a chance to meld their ways. If they do not, then they will follow the same suit as their others. Right? And I look at them like it for confirmation.
You immediately hear a bunch of boos in the crowd as he immediately steps up, and they immediately know to be quiet as soon as he steps. Then I have an opportunity for you. A business offering, if you will. You find yourself wanting and having the destiny of a world outside of this. And I do not object to that. But a service is still provided to our community. You deal with the problem that we have in your way, as you said, fair and just. Take care of it for our sakes and many of the tribes that have been committed atrocities against. Deal with it. And the charge that you have that you were destined for is left clean. You stay.
What about Tilly?
Complete the task. I will decide on your sister until completion. Is this fair?
Yes, that is fair.
Very well. I only ask that you complete our required tasks in a month's time at most.
Okay.
Choose your order.
I have a question. If I can ask a question.
Ask.
Do we know where they are?
Amelia looks back at the youngest as she immediately speaks up. She looks like she can't right away. And he immediately says, "Speak, child." I have information in the storage of all the different locations they have been and probability of where they will be. I will get them for you post haste. Take this order as you will. You may help our patrons first or deal with this task first. Either or is of no importance to me. But I recommend you get your bearings, take the information into account, and on your way. I will give you safe passage, but I recommend that you go see this for yourself first. You said your friend wants to go pray? Go pray.
Yeah. Okay.
You will sense what is ever so apparent to us.
Thank you.
And for you too. I have no disrespect for either one of you. So only gain is possible here. Show your companion, or your friend, and the Feywilds that change, as your friend wants to do it, is a good thing. And perhaps you might grow. As he immediately just takes his cane and just starts smacking it down 3 times. That will be all. All of you, get back to work. So I'll start kind of like, oh, shit, fuck, he saw me. And he starts going and running.
Mixus all of a sudden realizes how many people are watching, and it's just
Yeah, there's like hundreds of people watching you guys.
And like mutters under their voice, like, oh, fuck.
You even see the little baddies there. It's like, oh, I gotta go tell some people about this. And they start running. But we're gonna pause on that. We're gonna head to the group that is inside still. So,
Yeah.
for Helga, Xander, and Murph, you are inside the treehouse. What would we like to do?
Murph, you have anything on your agenda? Or do you want to go out?
Get drunk, son.
I do. Maybe drunk later. I don't know if drunk is the way I want to go with this. 'Cause
Right.
Yeah,
didn't work
let's
out. Yeah, I already fucked
No?
around with pixies and found out.
So just to imply these wine bottles that she procured, that like the special brews, the size of them are roughly the size of champagne bottles. They're like the full size, like the full beer bottle, kind of like that. So for Mixus, they were quite large. But based off the liquid inside, even though she says it's wine, it looks extremely rich, at least for its colorization.
He's gonna look at the wine bottles and then look at Helga and Xander. Rain check. And then he's gonna walk outside the tree and start looking up in the branches to see if there's any platforms up there.
Are there any platforms
Oh,
above the tree?
There's plenty of branches that look like nice little spots to sit. This tree is huge, so there's like little areas
So-
that there's little coves to sit in and everything.
So no platforms, but every branch in here is extremely sturdy, even for someone your size.
And probably pretty wide too.
Mhm.
There's
Yep.
I
probably
mean,
branches
it's a very
next to
old
each
tree,
other.
Yep.
so
Okay. He's gonna climb up and find a branch that he can like sit cross-legged on,
Okay.
and he's actually to take off the necklace that he wears all the time that kind of hides his glamour. And he's gonna sit and meditate, and as he does, there's kind of gonna be like a cold, like almost like snow mist coming off of him because he's in that zone. That's it for right now.
Okay. Just roll me an insight check on yourself real quick. I might have some fun with this.
Ooh.
He didn't say fun for me. Let's note that.
He said he might have some fun.
Yep.
So.
Oh,
Right.
right? What does that mean?
14.
14. Got it. We'll come back to you. Xander or Helga?
Helga is gonna take 10 minutes to cast Speak with Animals so she can try and have some like one-on-one time with this rabbit and like
Okay.
maybe get back on like cool terms. But like that takes 10 minutes, so I don't know
Okay.
if we want to go to
I'll
Xander
just-
and then come back or
Before he left, Murphy gave Helga some of the jerky. You might need this.
Like, as soon as like the 10 minutes is done, you immediately start listening to like a conversation this creature's having with themselves, and you just hear like the ultimate insults, like your mother was a gerbil and your father smelled of elderberries, and it's like,
yes, yeah.
All right. How to top that? I guess Xander will open up this wine that was just sitting on the table. I was like, oh, what else is gonna have? And let's try a little sip.
Okay, so as
And then-
immediately as you pop the cork,
Right.
there's immediately a really rich note from it. It smells really sweet right off the bat.
Right. Okay.
How much are you gonna drink?
Like just a glass.
The whole
Just
bottle.
A glass?
No, not the whole.
A glass? Alright, so as you drink a glass, after about a couple minutes of time after drinking a glass, roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, here it goes. Hopefully we don't have to bury you in a sand pit again.
Again.
This
Remember
tree
way
isn't
back-
climbable, right?
That was me.
Yeah, way back when in the first campaign. I had to bury you.
I think that was
Check.
me.
Yeah,
me
no.
had to.
Save and throw.
Save. All right. Con save is 14.
Okay. As you are drinking it,
funny.
it is very tasty. It is one of the best wines you've ever had. And as you're drinking it, you know, depending on how long it takes you to drink it, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, you finish the glass, no big deal. And then after 5 minutes, it just hits you. Like, all at once.
All right.
But,
So
due to this alcohol, you do not go drunk, you pass out.
Oh. Okay.
Oh no! I didn't know that. Sorry.
Great. Well, you said I was strong.
All of a sudden,
said
Helga,
that.
you just hear a large thud on the wood of the floor.
Oh no.
Instant hangover.
Yep.
For real.
I mean, I wanted a nap, I guess.
Yeah.
I
I guess Helga just goes to like pick him up and like find a spot for him that's like more comfortable than the floor. Like,
Tilly just walks
Like,
over.
oh.
It's like, all right. And she walks over. She like opens up like a room, and you just see like a really comfortable bed. Put him on there. We'll be fine.
yeah. You got any water in these parts? I feel like he's gonna need it when he wakes up.
Yeah, there's plenty. Yeah, all right. And she goes over and she just like takes like a big large like mug and just fills it up with some water and just brings it back over, and she also leaves like the actual pitcher right next to it. Is your friend a lightweight?
Yeah, he's never immediately passed out before, but you know, I feel like that's more of the
She's like, wait.
constitution of the wine.
And she starts running over to the bottle and she pours a little bit in the glass and she drinks it herself, and she's like, no, I mean, it's the special stuff. It's not that strong.
Yeah.
Huh. You guys must drink light over in
Genasi's,
that
am I
room.
right?
What's a genasi? He's a genasi?
You know
I
what?
thought he was a
You know
lantern.
what? No. He's a Genasi, and honestly, if I'm being real with you, I don't really know.
Oh.
But
So he's just weird.
yes,
Okay.
yes, very weird.
We like weird around here. We like weird.
Yeah, I can. As she
Like
just
weird.
like looks around the inside of the thing. Yeah, I can tell.
She immediately like
So-
as she's like moving the water over there, she's kind of like inspecting you, and she's like pulling like on your cheek, like looking at your teeth, and she's like looking up your nose, and she's going through and like looking. It's like, huh, nothing super distinctive, just blue. Weird. Huh? All right.
Nah, he'll be fine. Don't know how long he's gonna be unconscious for, but you know, at least we know he's not gonna be like, you know, last time he drank, he floated on the ceiling, so at least we don't have to worry about him going.
And immediately at that point, Xander, not only 10 minutes later, immediately freak out as you get up. What the fuck happened?
Why are we yelling? We are inside.
Whoa.
So the effects of the wine is if you cannot handle your liquor, it passes you out for roughly about 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh man, that was wild. Oh, I feel refreshed though. Oh.
Well, that's good. Helga, like, once Xander was unconscious and, like, tucked in, Helga dipped so she could go talk to
Tilly just
Theodore
like
because...
Tilly just looks at you like, this is fucking weird. I can't. And she starts walking away
Yeah.
and she goes in his chair.
Yeah, just because Speak with Animals only lasts for 10 minutes, so I want to make sure that I have...
You walk
I
back.
could recast it again, but...
You walk back over to Theodore as you just hear it's like, stupid motherfucker just drinking liquor he can't handle. It's, God damn it. You know, it's like...
I know, right? It's crazy. And she, like, tosses him,
Wait.
like, a piece of the...
Have you been able to
of
hear
the
me this whole
jerky.
time?
No. I did a thing.
A thing?
Don't worry.
The hell did you do? He like pulls out the claws.
Cute.
So it's like sharpening
I
like the
just-
thumb, like the thumb paw to like the rest of them. How you
No,
want it?
I just... I appreciate your ambition, trust me. No, I tapped into a different part of myself that I don't normally get to tap into, and for a temporary amount of time, I can understand what you're saying. But trust me, it's only temporary. It takes way too long to get this going, and I'm not honestly patient enough to do it again. So just wanted to
you can't naturally understand
properly...
me? So how long does this last for?
About 10 minutes.
Good to know.
So, I just wanted to properly apologize now that I can understand you and you can at least hear me, for the whole situation earlier. Not, you can ask any of my friends, not really great at the apology thing, so this is as good as it's gonna get.
I was gonna say, this is going downhill.
Yeah, it goes downhill fast, I promise.
You really don't do apologies well.
Yeah, I don't. But I'm trying to be respectful of Mixus and the rules that you guys have here, which I don't understand, but it's not my place, so yeah. From one person or one hunter, I guess, to another, what do you... I saw that you enjoy meat. What kind of meat do you like to... Like, is there anything, like, especially good around here in Feywild parts? Or is it all just kind of like...
So as I'm sure you learned, we don't eat within our community. Outside of that, I mean, I'm not a hunter as far as leaving the community. I eat whatever Tilly offers to me. I see that there is constantly some pretty big, big deer around that is really popular.
Like Fred size or like bigger than Fred size? Like how
varies.
How big deer?
It varies. I mean, like the most common one that gets brought in town is like a little bit bigger than Fred. Fred's actually kind of like a runt in his overall group pack, whatever the fuck they're called. Another one is actually quite yummy. I don't know what they're called, but they're like these large, like silver haired with like this little blue on them. They look really big, and then they got like this really fluffy tail and big ears. They're hard to get, but they're extremely tasty.
Would I have any knowledge as to what the hell he's talking about?
Nope.
That's what I thought. Okay.
You assume he's describing something that looks like a wolf.
Okay. Is there anything... I know you said you only eat like what Tilly brings to you, and she kind of like looks over at Tilly. Is there anything he seems to like, you like to have more than like... That's like considered a super special, like once in a lifetime kind of...
Tilly immediately interrupts. He's like, he's a slut for meat. Just get him meat. He's good for it. Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Meat works.
Does Mixus know you use that word? I feel like that's very out of character for you.
Yeah, what Mixus doesn't know.
Oh, I know.
You know,
and Xander, at this point, you don't know if you're still like having some after effects, but Helga's just on the floor speaking to the rabbit.
Right. I'm like kind of a little freaked out by it. You know, at one point, I didn't even like before I passed out. I did see her speaking to the rabbit. Then I wake up, she's talking to this rabbit. I'm kind of freaked out by it, but like.
You're hallucinating.
Yeah, I'm like, I need some air. I need some air, right?
I taste colors.
This is a little much for me. Whoa.
I see sounds. I taste colors.
Right. So I am gonna go.
Especially in the Feywild, that's dangerous, man. Like,
right. So I'm gonna go upstairs and check in on Murph and get some air.
Okay, we're gonna go back to Murph then. So Murph. To begin, what are you actually trying to attempt while are you just doing a regular meditation and just trying to relax?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of, because this is our first really quiet moment since he's been back, really. I mean, it's been one battle after another, so...
With trying to relax and take it in, you notice as soon as you take off the piece of your wardrobe off, you start to feel a difference in this place. Yes, every realm has a different feeling, maybe a different kind of pull, but something about the Feywild to you seems increasingly magical. Even people that don't naturally cast spells have a higher magical proficiency here. But it also gives you a sense of uncomfortability. And as you're focusing inwards, it takes you a little bit, but you feel a very old but eerie feeling. One that you've thought that you've gotten rid of a long time ago. So you start to feel something surrounding you as you feel uncomfortably cold. Not the usual that you're used to. As you just hear the sounds of axes slashing together and familiar raid party sounds going against. Until it goes quiet after 5 minutes. You just feel, even though you're not opening up your eyes, you can feel the slight breeze of fog and mist of a war battlefield just going over your skin. Until you hear loud steps. Steps loud enough to be someone of your height or larger walking up. Then you hear familiar sounds and occasionally a raven, maybe a crow, flying over. Then another one. Do you choose to open up your eyes?
No.
Okay. You can hear these ravens, and either there's one or multiple. Either one's moving around you, or they're currently surrounding you within 2 feet of you. Until you hear the dragging of a large axe coming across grassland, as you can kind of hear it like a shovel grazing against prairie land. And eventually lifts up and you can hear it just smack against someone's shoulder. Where the fuck have you been? Open up your goddamn eyes and look at me. Give me some time of day.
He opens his eyes.
As you immediately are surrounded by ravens. Just staring at you. As you turn around and you do not see anyone, but you see the graze mark into the ground of where an axe was dragged. As you hear a voice, you think I don't know where you are. You think that you are free. You think because you stripped yourself of that side of you that you are free, that you are different, that you have become something better. You find them as your friends, your clan. You are lying to yourself. I know where you are. I know how to get you. You're weak now. You're vulnerable. And if I need to pluck at the weaknesses at you, one by one I will, until you start to understand where your true family, your true clan is. Because until you make your way back home, that is what will be done. Do not think I do not know where you are. Believe it or not, as you just hear the whisper to your ear at the last second, I am closer than you believe. And then immediately fades out.
As soon as that whisper comes, his eyes go as wide as possible, and he takes in like a deep breath, and all the cold mist that was around him like freezes in place. No. He's just gonna sit there just shocked. And again, he took off the necklace, so he's got one eye, no nose, scars everywhere, torn ears. It's just like, and he's staring. Like his ethereal arm goes out and leaves his normal arm, which even though Calabac returned, it still has this rune that looks like it was like scorched into him with lightning. That's it for right now.
I'd say at this point, like, you are so distraught you don't notice. This is the point where Xander, you go up and you see him.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I was gonna make it a little funny, but it's a pretty serious moment. But I'll
Go
be
for it,
like, I'll
Xander.
throw like a pebble and go, "Hey, what you doing here, Murph?" Trying to get your attention.
Okay. Put the necklace back on.
Okay.
You survived the trinket, I see.
Oh yeah, it was getting weird. Like Helga's talking to a rabbit. Have you ever seen somebody talk to a rabbit before? It sounds wild. Weird.
Yes, her name's Mixus.
He's gonna like, however many bridges he's gotta go down, or since he's so big, he's gonna kind of like lay his stomach down and like hold an arm down to try and help Xander up
Sure,
near
I'll
a
climb
branch
up.
where he's at.
Yeah, I'll
By the-
climb up.
By the way,
Hey.
Xander, what's your passive perception?
Ooh, let's take a look. It is 14.
Got it. Resume.
Yeah. So, Murph will help me get up to the platform he's on. I'll go, "Hey, man, how's it going?"
Great, Sam. A lot better now that you're here, Xander.
Oh, good! That's awesome, because this place is just disturbingly weird. But that's alright. We're here to make friends and have a good time. Don't drink the wine. That wine kicks your ass, but...
And while you're talking, give me another Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh,
No.
please fall out of the tree. Please,
Oh,
please
no.
fall out of the tree.
Oh no! Oh no!
Tree, please
I-
don't fall in the tree, please.
I gotta make a dexterity saving throw. Let's do it.
Alright. Con save is 15.
Okay,
Boing.
Murph, dexterity saving throw, please.
God damn it. 16.
Okay, so with the all of a sudden you're talking, you immediately just all of a sudden just roll your eyes over it and you just pass out. As Murph, it takes you forever to respond. As you immediately like just go and you almost have to jump out of the tree because it's so far and you got to hang with one end and grab him from the other. Very 90s action movie like where you just like hang. Is like what the fuck?
America style. What the fuck, Xander?
As Xander, you're still passed out. You're just
Wake
hanging. You were literally just snoring while you're just hanging upside down like a fucking bat. Like it's
I imagine I got it by the ankle exactly.
right.
I remember this from last time. I swear if you start shooting fire, I will drop you. Wake up!
Alright, give me
climb back
give me athletics
into the
check.
branch and like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and like potato sack him over a branch
Sure. All right, give me athletics.
before I pull myself up.
God.
All I can picture is like that one scene with Captain America where he's holding onto like the roof and
Yeah,
the
in the helicopter.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
What do you need me to roll? I'm
Athletics.
Sorry. Athletics.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
you're lucky, Xander. That's pretty good. 22.
Okay. As you're able to just like pick him up and immediately just toss him and then just like throw him right over, you're able to slap him right onto where you were like meditating before and able to pull yourself back up. Totally confused about the situation, but even with you thudding in there, he's just like, you know, just kind of snoozing right on the freaking log.
Snoozing.
Xander, do you have your loot on you?
Yeah.
Not
Can I
anymore.
take his loot? Can I
Sure.
take his loot?
I mean, he can't do
Now-
anything about it. He's out conscious. Yeah, he's out.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I'm gonna get up to a branch next to him. Okay, Christ. I'm gonna take his loot and
Break it. Break it.
Oh.
Don't break it.
he's gonna take
Play
out of his pouch. He's gonna take out a little emblem like he gave Renora and Mixus, and
Oh.
it's gonna be a lightning bolt that makes two lightning bolts that make an M for
Okay.
magnificent.
Aww.
And he's gonna hook it to the top of the loot, and then he's gonna
Like
put
a
the loot
chair.
back
Like a charm. Oh.
like a little charm. Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully it helps.
Give me persuasion check, Murph. There's a weird reason for this, but go ahead and give me a persuasion check. Just
I'm
see.
here for the ride.
Snake.
Wow, right? I was here for the ride
the
too.
ride.
And then I passed.
And then you fell out of the tree.
13.
Okay. As you decide to make a symbol on this as a little charm, almost as if as God decides to accept it, it becomes part of the thing permanently, and it becomes engraved into the actual loot itself.
Fun.
I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know anything about you, goddess. Protect him. He's a goofy fucker, but he's our goofy fucker. And I'll put I'm gonna put and a magnificent one.
You just
at that,
hear
and
you
he'll
just
put
hear
the loot back.
3 notes specifically play by themselves on the actual lute. Take with it
Puts
what
it
you want.
back.
Xander, after 15 minutes, if you're still up there with Murph, you immediately freak him up and immediately just like, what the fuck? And you just wake up.
Oh man! Oh, what happened?
He scares me so. Since what just happened before this shenanigans, he was trying to meditate again, and when Xander popped up, along with that scary vision he just had, it's gonna freak him out so much that the Animas is gonna like flash like Ghost Rider style.
They both like scream at each other. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Oh my god. Oh.
What the fuck?
Yeah! Hey! Why do I keep blacking out? This is weird. God.
How much did you drink?
A glass! Just a simple glass.
How big of a
Shitty
glass?
wine. Oh.
My size glass or your size glass? Totally different sizes. I know, Xander. Size doesn't matter. Yes,
No, it doesn't.
it's true. You're right.
It does in some
Time does. Time does, and you're losing on both fronts, lad.
Oh. Hey.
Oh,
Lean
God.
against that tree, so if you pass out again, I swear I won't catch you.
That's okay.
Everybody
I'd rather
gets
fall.
one,
It's
and they
okay.
already
I'd
got
rather
yours.
fall. We're
Tell him,
fine.
Peter.
Fine.
Well, cast it then, because you're not going to be able to cast it if you're unconscious.
Alright.
Where did that mask come from? I don't know if I've seen you wear the mask.
You would have seen him wear it just once before.
Once
Yeah, only once.
when he raged.
Oh.
In the last battle you
Because
guys
I'm a barbarian
had, you would have
now.
seen him. Yep. Yep, with him.
It's
multi-class.
new.
Yep.
Yeah. What's that from?
Are you asking
Well-
him or are you asking the group?
Him.
Okay, I didn't know if that was role player or not.
Very good.
You remember War Singer? I think you had the mispleasure.
Yeah. I just like feel in my chest. Yeah. I remember Warsinger.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
So, when he took over, he cast me out of my own body. So I was a ghost. I saw everything. I saw you. And I gotta say, props to my small friend for challenging him to sparring. You're a madman! And I love it.
Yes.
And I was a ghost. I didn't need to sleep or eat. And I screamed at you. I screamed at Renora. And I, for a long time, thought Renora could hear me and was just being mean. But then I understood that nobody could hear me. And I finally just took the time to learn about Silic's homeland. And the Ani is a creature of great fear and power and rage and a devil in its own right that also with your guys' helped me drive out my own demon.
Right.
And
Wow.
hopefully that's the last one we'll ever see.
Absolutely.
Xander,
And- yeah.
you suddenly feel nauseous and you take 6 points of poison damage and 6 points of acid damage.
You know what? This is all George's fault. I blame George.
Murph, what's your passive perception?
My passive is 12.
Okay. Yeah, both of you don't. Like Xander, you start to puke, and like you don't know what's going on. But then after like a couple minutes, you feel something wrapped around your leg. As immediately you just start seeing tear through like your pants, as Danger Noodle tries to rip out and starts slithering away, freaking out.
Out of my pants?
Through the leg of your pants. He was wrapped up. To
Oh.
I asked you for your passive perception before you fell, and you only got 14, so you didn't know he was wrapped up, coiled on your leg.
Okay. Can I attempt to like grab him?
You're puking. Probably not.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, okay, give me a dexterity check with disadvantage because you're puking.
Okay.
Just puke
I want
on
no
him.
part
Puke
of
on
this.
him. Puke on the danger noodle.
Yeah, puke on him. Get poisoned, because that
All
will
right.
help you not fall out of the tree.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
Let's just finish.
Disadvantage. What'd you
Yeah,
get?
that was 10.
Mine-
10 with
okay.
it.
You're unable to catch him as he immediately slithers away. But he looks like he's scared of you, not necessarily like looks like he was trying to purposely harm you. He looks actually afraid. He's slithering back away into like the little tree house, got the little garden area.
So he out of defense bit you,
Yeah.
but he didn't mean to bite you.
So he wrapped around you for a second. You don't know why, but then you fell, and out of defense, he had to cling on to some way, so he bit into you to try to catch himself.
That's how you really know you're
I
trying to
feel
you
like,
get hit by this thing.
out of character, I feel like Xander should have like, I came to the Feywild and all I got was poison.
Currently, you're having like the
Well, like,
worst hangover ever.
Should have just stayed in the
All I
bed,
got
man.
was just
All right.
Oh my
Just
God.
stay in bed.
But
So-
oh,
Yo, go ahead. No, go ahead. You're good.
Oh, sure. So I'm like, a little pissed off. I'm a little sick. I'm like, don't drink that one. Don't drink that one. But
I
But
contend.
Murph, while you were like in a spirit form waving around, you said you were screaming. Since we got time, I really need something to drink other than that wine.
I
Never
gave you.
have-
There was water next to your bed, you dum dum.
I don't know if you saw it, but we need. Would you be the singer of my band, Murphda? We need to bring the band back.
Oh, yo.
Not that bad.
Xander,
Bring the singer for the grand performance of all performances.
if there's ever, and he believes this will never be the case, if there ever comes a time where they give you a stage and you need me, I'll be there, brother. I promise.
all right. He'll give you like the bro hug. No, I hate the song so much.
Aw. Xander, you're no fun. What kind of bard are you?
Not
Wheel.
God. It's okay. Just a different vibe.
All right. So
But yeah, so we do that. We bro it out for a bit.
after some time,
Xander gets to see legs.
I hope you like death metal in your band, Xander.
Yes, that's what I was going for.
we're gonna switch back over to the other group. You are given information from the youngest, as you're given essentially 3 maps along with what looks like a journal that she's been tracking stuff, as she mentions. So I have a crew that has been our hunters. They've been tracking them whenever they leave, and they've been registering patterns, and we've been able to register at least where the travelers are. But we've been able to figure out a few things. One, there's actually more than one group. It looks like they rotate around the Feywild, opposite sides of the Crystal River. When one goes north, the other one goes south. You got something to say, Renor?
Sorry, my computer froze again right as
Oh.
you were switching back, so I missed what you said.
Okay. The hunters of the group have been tracking them. I have plenty of knowledge, maps, journals. We're able to figure out that there are 2 groups that work simultaneously in rotating shifts. They always go and hit the areas closest to the Crystal River, while one consistently moves south and the other one consistently moves north. As they hit to the furthest spots of their spot, they switch over on the largest ravines and crosses through and rotates. Usually these passages take them about 6 months. We've been able to notice 2 other things as well. One is that the groups that usually come through are not the leaders. Most likely they are I guess you would call them the thugs of the group. A few of our hunters were able to locate the occasional times when some of their elders come through, it seems, and then she shows you a map, 3 different locations pointed out where they are, or where they will be at certain points, but it's like we have no idea when they come out. They're completely random. But we also know that even though those are the ones in charge of the groups, they are not actually the true leaders. We only know this is a rumor, and then she points at another map, and it shows like a spot in the Feywild that actually has a lot of mountains. We were told by some of our scavengers and some of the other hunters that there has been occasional times where they've seen some large warriors that have been telling these soldiers what to do. We assume that their overall fort or hideout or whatever is within those mountains somewhere. But be warned, we know that those mountains are... They've been abandoned for some time, but we do know that they are home to darker creatures than what are more known of the Feywild.
Be any darker than the Shadowfell.
I've not been there, but I can only take imagination into account. This is all for you. Take it with you. Remember that the Elder is giving you 1 month of time. I am to also procure you some items for your travels. I will take care of that myself. I have been told to give you rendezvous locations of where to head to the specific temple, the ruins of the location. Apparently one of your friends is going to go pray, but you're supposed to go check out this area. And she just kind of goes over to another one, the other one passes a map, and immediately shows like the town and some of the outside towns, and shows a little bit due west. Shows kind of like a zigzag pattern of where there's different kind of runic areas, and the second one itself is crossed out, and she points, this is the location. I recommend that if your friend wants to pray at the first one, and then make your way to the second.
Crossed out.
What's that?
Why is it crossed out? She says to him.
It's hard to explain. As Elder says, it's better for you to see. Words will not do it justice.
Okay.
She gives you one last thing, which is a book of what they know of what they call the travelers. Few informations they tracked and stuff like that. I hope that all goes well with you for your safe return. I will start procuring some items in return from the runics. And upon that, I will deliver those to you, and you may leave to go find and deal with, well, the situation as described. She immediately just bows to you, and then she starts walking away.
You can to house, okay?
It cut off. What'd you say?
I was just saying that she could deliver the supplies to our house.
Oh, okay. I will take care of that then.
Okay, thank you. And then I turn to Renora. Renora, this journal you should probably have. The one about the tribes and like their whereabouts and other things that they've collected.
Thank you.
And Mama Feed, you're better at map reading. Do you want to hold on to their maps?
Kind of looking between Mixus and Renora, and sure, I'll take them.
So there's a
Can I
total
do
of...
an inside check on Renora?
Sure. There's also 4 maps in total, just so you know, for inventory purposes.
Okay, let me write down 4 maps and then I'll roll.
Okay.
Whoa, that
Queen of
is
maps.
funny.
Maps is back!
Maps. Document this.
Mama Feed,
I
but
need to color
Queen of
code all of it.
Queen of
I like my color-coded maps.
We love your
I
color
do too.
code.
Oh, no.
Oh.
no!
I just smile at her and go back to my maps.
Okay. So on the...
Everything's normal here.
On the 4 maps you have one map specifically covers all the locations that surround the Crystal River. So as you can tell, based off the dimensions of the map and how small the actual dimensions are, you assume that the Crystal River cuts through at least half the Feywild. Almost like directly in the middle. It does show like an end and a start, and it shows specific bluffs. And you assume this is where they were talking about the ravines that they occasionally switch over. And it does have like a time length of how much time it takes for them to cross each one, which based off their movement and travel and camp times, usually takes them about half a year to go between each way. Even though they've already hit a town, they'll come back eventually in the following year. The other map specifically goes over the whole realm itself as a whole, without any information on it. The other one goes specifically as a map that shows this side, specifically what's around this town, including the runics. And the last one specifically shows the mountains far north, along with where they assume the 3 locations would be of where the like the traveler elders would be, but not the actual major leaders of the whole thing.
Well, these
Okay.
could come in handy. Mixus, I think you and I should go over these and see what you know compared to what's on the map and our best route to take.
Okay, we can do that. I mean, probably get back, maybe find some food, bring it back, because Tilly's not gonna leave the house very much.
For sure. And then, like, when we're done with this, just, like, leave this place
Leave.
forever, right?
Never come back.
Right? Like, right?
Yeah. We can leave. We have other things we have to do. At
No,
least
for,
if
like-
we
Like, when we're done with all this, like, it just seems like if you come back here, they're gonna kind of, like, make you have a baby, and that's, like...
yeah.
I mean, if you want to do that, you live your life, but it just feels like maybe you don't. So,
I
what if you just, like,
Don't want
never
to
came
right
back?
now at all. Yeah. But it seems like if I do this stuff, he'll release me from my duties.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? I don't know what he's talking about. He repopulated us a lot. He's got like 200 children.
Oh,
He's very
Alright.
old, though. He's very old.
Old people, man.
Yeah. He's had a lot. I mean, remember I told you he had like 200 children. Yeah, and all of those, like, all of the ones that were all in the fancy, like, coats and such, those are all his children. So, yeah.
never mind.
Oh, he has multiple wives, if that's what you're wondering. So,
All right.
yeah.
Feel like Renora and Fiona just exchange a look of, like... right?
Continue on.
Right? Like, okay.
Walk in silence. Don't make eye contact with anyone.
Yikes! Oh.
Ooh.
Well,
Or study everyone. Does she look like him? Does he look like her? Do they look
Right?
Are they all related?
I mean,
Are they
No,
all
there's not just Elandrins that live in this. Like, there's elves and there's other creatures too that are fey creatures.
Oh, we're
but-
still looking at
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
if they resemble each other.
Right.
That family
not
tree
all
must be
related.
wild.
We're
I
not
mean,
all
logically,
related.
we know this, but...
He
It's just
got it
silent on the way
anyway.
back. Occasionally,
Right,
she
we're
looks
just
over
like-
at Renora and that one. Oh yeah.
oh, yeah. Just, like, pointing out random people, like, they gotta be. Like, they're definitely...
You see Mixus stop and like grab some different groceries and food and such as we're on the way back.
Oh, yeah. I'll
I'm
help
gonna
you out with
kind of
that.
study the map in between studying people.
Okay, we're gonna head back to the tree
Okay.
Yes.
after we get groceries and such and bring it back because, you know.
Okay.
Supplies.
Procuring items, groceries, supplies, you make your way back to the tree.
Yeah.
As you enter in, at this point, you see Helga crazily talking to Theodore. You eventually notice that there is Murph and Xander higher up on the tree, while Xander looks incredibly ill.
You okay up there?
What? Blah!
Oh,
Fiona's gonna do like that huge parent sigh, hang her head down low, and head on up to help him.
I love it. Renora's gonna be like, gross, and then immediately go inside.
Xander, Constitution saving throw, please, Xander. Constitution saving throw, please, Xander.
Oh, we knew it.
Let's go to the temple, he said. Let's
warm up
pray
that
while
dexterity
drunk,
saving
yeah.
throw. Catch Fiona.
Toss him down.
We might use a coin on that one.
Oh, natural one, I'm guessing.
No, it wasn't that bad. You just want to get
Here's the
out.
pukey baby.
Still trying to write a song while he's at it.
Oh, right. Oh,
I came to the
So, the song we were talking about in the chat, some of our influences, we were talking about getting down with the sickness by Disturbed. We were going with that. So it's literally double.
Went to the pay.
Oh, so all right. So I got a 10 plus 12 with my coin, and plus Dex save was plus, or con save was +1.
Okay.
So 20.
So you merely drop, and then you like are able to re-catch yourself, as you can feel that whatever the ailment that the actual alcohol did to you has now lifted. You do feel incredibly ill-felt, though, like the effects of it now lifted, but now the alcohol itself now is giving you a bit of a drunken stupor. But the with it though, leaving the effects has also pulled the poison out of you, and you are currently not poisoned, and you are currently feeling better, other than being currently drunk.
Delightful.
It's time to go down the tree, Xander. It's time to.
I look down. I'm like, oh, that's a long way down. Okay,
I got you, buddy. I'm gonna grab by his collar and like lower him down to Fidra.
Okay. I need everyone who's in that location to give me a passive. What's your passive perception for everybody's in that location, except for Xander?
Thanks.
15.
15.
19.
Well,
19. Okay. For 15 and 19, you immediately notice something that did not see before. They are currently surrounded by about 50 ravens that are just staring at them.
Oh.
Where did those come from? What?
They are like they are just like staring with beady eyes, just like watching, and they're like crooking their eyes as they're looking, and they notice that you notice, and then they're like crooking and they're looking at you.
Why is there ravens? The ravens don't go in this tree.
Ravens are you talking about? I didn't see any ravens. If I could see them, I'll be like, oh, those ravens.
It's like, oh shit.
Ah!
Either I'm having
Murph's
hella
gonna
double
see
vision,
it.
or there
Murph's
is
gonna see
a lot of ravens.
Murph's gonna like get a little more. Now that Xander's out of the tree and he doesn't have to concentrate on him falling out of the fucking tree or dying by snake bite, he's gonna see the ravens. Be gone! And he's gonna like flash the Ani look.
Oh, the Oni mask?
As immediately they start, first you think they're flying around is due it away to being scared. So they all start flying, but they start circling the tree. And they immediately start pouring inside the tree themselves. And they start surrounding it and then forming into one thing. You start to notice that they start pouring into a person. So the body itself starts to shape. As you
I'm gonna draw
Am I still
my.
drunk?
I have my my I don't care. I have my because I'm worried about my sister.
Mhm.
So I take my bow out.
Is this Mixus's like home
Yep.
tree?
Yeah, my home
Oh, yeah.
tree. My home tree.
So us, like those of us that went inside.
Yes, all of a sudden
We're-
you
We
see
don't see
ravens
shit.
come in.
We don't
You
see shit.
felt
No,
You-
if you guys
I
are
thought
inside, you guys all see this.
all of a
Yeah.
sudden
Oh,
the
okay.
ravens.
Yeah, you all see it. They
ravens
just
are creating
pour
a-
straight
a
inside,
creature.
and then they start like twisting and forming into one singular person. As you see this medium-sized creature form as it starts to shift its color and drop the shadow. What were you saying?
Literally, because sister. I just go right in front of Tilly, and I'm like right in front of Tilly with my bow out, and like the armor I'm wearing looks like it's like actually doing its glowy thing, like it's not supposed to normally, but it's doing it because I am alerted.
Okay.
I'm also gonna ready a dagger.
Got it. As immediately
Murphy's gonna find a window, slip in.
Okay. The shadow itself drops as you immediately see a very slender but almost athletically built female. Pale skin. Make sure I can get the right colors off of it.
Oh,
With
snap.
really tall body. Based off that tattoos, you assume that she is a similar race to Murph. Long black tattoos that's inscribed into her skin, as there is no differentiation of her eyes. Everything about them are crimson, almost blood. Wearing a large skull for headdress, a large fur cape on her back, and mostly brown and crimson armor going down her body. No sleeves, while she still has one raven just balanced on her fingers, as she just has an axe floating around her like a summoned weapon. I always hated this damn area. Murphda, where are you? Show yourself.
He's gonna jump down and put himself in between the group and this person.
I know we have not met, but let's just say I am a friend of a friend.
All my friends are here, so you're not that.
As the bird just immediately just kind of creeps up and just kind of like flies, like a little shadow moves into the ceiling, just kind of creeps out of the ceiling a little bit. Let's just say, then, a friend of a past acquaintance. One that is fair to say has missed you. And the certain traits that you provided. But she has brought me to leave you a message. As you just immediately just start seeing her throat change and her body morph.
Fiona's gonna walk up next to Murph while that happens.
As you immediately hear a different voice come out of a much tougher female. Murphda, my companion. Glad to see that you have come, even though I'm sure you did not know that we were here. It's good to find out that our fates are going to cross once again. We know where you're heading. We know where you're going. Let's just say we're going to leave you with a choice. Where you're going intersects with many plans that we have made in some time. To you and your companions, your new clan, as the eyes roll, know that they are fragile pieces of board we can easily crush. Know when the time comes, we will call, and you will know the right choice needs to be made for their safety. Nonetheless, it is good to have you back, and I'm sure we'll be crossing each other's paths, maybe in days, if not sooner. That being said, another message. Looks around, stares directly at Renora. You. We do not know you, but we know of you.
Okay.
A choice for you. When the time comes, you also will be given a choice. One and only. Know when it comes around. One will lead into safety, the other leads into death. As immediately the voice kind of... and she just starts speaking normally again. She just grabs a hold of her axe, just lays it gently on the ground. I will be watching. I am everywhere. I guide what these people call the travelers. and I know where they go and why they go there. I choose their location, I choose their route, and I will see where you all leave to. I do not bar you from your path, but I'll give you choices as the path proceeds. Pick wisely, lest your lives be forfeit. As her eyes start to glow, and immediately she turns into shadows, and immediately just the ravens immediately just explode out, and they all just like turn into shadows and just immediately evaporate into the air.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna turn to Murpha and be like, Who was that?
No. I know I haven't recognized who that was,
Yep.
but he recognized the second voice.
You recognize the first voice. The first voice.
Oh, opposite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, flip-flop.
Or the first modified voice, yeah.
Right.
Who was
No.
that?
Okay, who was
Where?
that though? Like,
If things have remained the same, that would be the shaman to the queen.
The Queen of...
The Queen of Blades. Queen of fucking Blades.
Can I do a history check to see if I
I
know
was
who
gonna-
that is?
Yeah, anybody here can do a history check on that.
Whee!
And Murpha's going over and getting a glass of wine.
Okay.
Well, all this is happening because of the fact that the first thing, like, this is my home. Mixus is gonna turn around, like, drop their bow, like they don't even care about it for a second, and make sure Tilly's okay.
As you immediately run, you just see Tilly extremely freaked out. What the fuck? What's happening?
Come here.
She starts shaking.
And I just give her a hug and hold her tight.
We're supposed to be safe in the
I'm just
town.
gonna watch that.
As you start seeing the logic go out of her head, if it's not safe in town, where is safe?
It's okay. Tilly, it's okay.
It doesn't make sense. We're supposed to be safe. This is our home.
Tilly, it's okay. We're gonna take care of it. Okay? And then I just hold her tight while Murph is talking.
6 for insight. I
Oh,
lied.
all right,
I
for
got a 6
history?
for
Or
history.
history? History, yeah. 11.
oh, we're doing a history check? Sorry.
Yes,
Yeah.
history check.
Okay.
I got a 14, but since Helga had, back when Warsinger was around, had a little chat with him about Murph's past, even though she's not 100% certain that this is who Warsinger referred to, Helga's just gonna go up to Murph and just put a hand on, like, his, like, back, like, almost shoulder, because she has a sneaking suspicion that this is who Warsinger was referring to, but obviously she's, it's a 14 on history for her, but...
Okay.
I got 13.
13. No one specifically outside Murph knows exactly who this is. As far as Helga, you might have gotten some slight tidbits
Context
here or there,
clues,
but
yeah.
nothing that gives you a whole story. Renora, the title itself is like deja vu to you. That title itself is like something you swore you've heard maybe as a child, but never repeated again. As far as anybody here that would actually know, like, true knowledge about it, no.
Fiona's gonna walk up to Murph and kind of sit right across from him. Talk to me. Who was that?
Don't drink the wine.
He's gonna take, like, a sip of wine. Like, because he remembers, even though, like, Monothy's kind of calmed it down, because originally he was just gonna take the bottle.
Oh.
As well, he takes, like, a sip and sets it down.
Don't do it.
Xander in the background. No! Okay, sorry.
No, it's fine. We're in the Feywild, so that's what we're here for.
For horrible decisions.
Sadness, happiness, sadness.
Roller coaster.
Welcome to the fever dream.
He's gonna like snap his eyes up at Finra, and they're like rimmed with tears. Somebody I thought was the love of my life, someone who I thought I'd spend the rest of my life with, my warden, my jailer, my... She put me in it, Finra. He put me in that fucking suit with that fucking thing.
She's gonna clap a hand on his shoulder and like hold down tight. She is not going to get you ever again. Do you hear me? She is not. She has to
He's
go
gonna
through us. She can't.
He puts a hand on top of hers. She's not taking me alive, Finra. He won't put me back in. And
She's
if
not
it comes
taking
to it, you keep the others safe, and you make the hard choice, and you do what needs to be done. I won't put myself at risk like I have. I've grown, but I've also grown to... Like the bitch said, you're my clan. And the needs of the clan come before the one, so... We stay our path. And, but... We protect each other, whatever the cost. But she don't take me. You're right on that.
Clan fights together and stays together.
Be here.
I hear you. I do.
We write our own song, damn it.
Mixus.
Bloody punch.
Mixus, give me an intelligence check or a history check. This is for something else.
Okay, 1 second. Intelligence or history, huh? I'm gonna do intelligence. Let's see how smart I am. I ain't smart.
What'd you get?
I got a 7.
Oh.
Not too bad.
The look of the person that came in here that was formed of ravens is not familiar to you, but the abilities as presented does remind you of something, but you can't place of what. Almost as if whatever she is native to these lands.
Okay. Okay. I'm just too distraught and I am trying to calm down my sister.
Okay.
I would go maybe after witnessing something like traumatic like this, or after going through the stuff, I would maybe approach Mixus and I go, is it time that we can check out that temple and maybe we can find some answers?
Yeah, let me just get Tilly, like, calm down, get her some tea, and I need to
No, I am not gonna stay here by myself. I'm going with you.
Oh,
I was gonna, yeah, you're more welcome to come.
Tilly, but that's further away, are you sure?
Well, this ain't safe. I only stayed here because it was safe here.
Do you want me to
You have weapons. I'm staying with you.
Do you want me to tell the elder what happened?
I would rather leave.
Okay.
Yeah, come with us. And then I'm gonna dig through my designer luggage and pull out a crossbow and be like, here.
She kind of like shakes and grabs onto it. She's like, and she like quick holds it up like a hammer. Like,
No, I'll teach you. It's fine.
oh.
Yeah, safety in numbers.
Me
But right
teaching
now-
Freya to use the crossbow at the shoot.
Right now we're gonna put this on over here. Let's get you some things because let's bring the quilt. Let's bring a few other things.
She's like,
for
wait,
you,
and she immediately runs
or-
into her room and she opens up like an old trunk and she immediately pulls out like a couple books and she like puts them on like these little straps on her side.
Beautiful. when she holds it up like a hammer, Renora's gonna be like, or maybe we give you, like, pulling out short sword, the Karuk leg, a mace, like,
So
take your pick.
so
Fighter, choose your weapon.
to put it in his perspective, she is a wizard. She cannot
She's a
wield
wizard,
any of these
so
weapons.
she doesn't know how to use any of them.
I know.
Well,
Okay. That makes sense to me, Sarah. Renora.
Oh sure, yeah. She's just like, I am not gonna be good with any of those, but I will just.
Can't hurt to have.
Well, here, and then she's just gonna like force the mace on her, like.
Okay.
I've never liked these.
This
anyway.
this one.
Yeah. If somebody gets too close to you, just bash him. Just like
Bash.
Tilly, do you still have granddad's staff somewhere?
I think so. And she immediately like runs over and she goes up and see like the little like storage attic kind of like that. And she starts rifling through things like very crazily.
I see things flying
Yeah.
out like, from afar up high.
She's like, found it! And then she immediately starts coming down. She's like dragging it. As you see this kind of like very much, you know, Gandalf the Grey kind of staff like that. It's kind of made of like the land itself.
So this is what you can wield.
Okay.
You can hold on to the mace too. We'll just keep that on your side. It's fine. Do you have? Where's that one backpack? And I will go and look for a little like.
It's like preparing a
bag.
kid for
It's-
school, like the first day for school. Like they're super like
Right.
nervous and stuff like that.
Like I get her a little backpack so she could put her mace in it, and her other things.
First day of boating school.
First day of adventuring.
And just to
school.
remind you guys, Serena's
Right.
still with you. I just haven't had her in for roleplay purposes, so she's still technically with you.
And then I'd be like, okay, so Theodore, you're coming too. You're not staying here. You're coming with.
Wait, but so I could. I'm not used to leaving, but
You're coming.
as he
You're
immediately
coming
pulls out
with.
like one fang, will I be able to hurt things?
Possibly, yes.
I love this, buddy.
It's like okay.
Helga
Emily
can't.
hops up onto her legs and Emily jumps on top of her shoulder and Emily just like nooks into the actual neck. I will
Do we
protect her
have-
with my
Do we
life.
have any of those? Do we have any of those cloaks left?
oh yeah.
Let's give
And
her
then
a cloak. Whatever we possibly have that
We're
can help.
giving
'cause
we're
she-
giving a level 1 wizard a lot of powerful shit. Okay.
We just need to give her. She needs protection. she
Bubble wrap.
ain't know nothing.
I'll give her the. Does she have any resistance naturally, or like dark? She has dark vision, right?
Yeah, she would have dark vision.
Yeah,
She's
she has
a
dark vision. She's a Landrin, so she's got dark vision.
Do you guys have any resistances or anything? I guess.
We
just to
can't be
see.
charmed.
They're basically
Um,
regular elven resistances. They can't be charmed and they can't be affected by certain kind of magic that people put them to sleep.
Yeah, we can't be. We are immune to
Got it.
magical sleep.
Then you probably don't want that. Oh, how about this +1 to all magic spells?
There we go.
There you go.
Let's give her that. Let's just
There
put
we
her
go.
in it.
You just see like, she's like dressing her sister in the thing too, because she's sitting here with a little staff, like sitting here like this, like
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I'm a quick designer. I have not made her a character yet, so I'm gonna.
oh, that's
quickly-
okay. I don't think she's gonna actually do much.
I just need to know for
want to make sure
stats.
she's safe.
So a
She just makes sure she's
Landrin is
safe.
Wishy.
elf.
She's very squishy.
Helga
I mean,
can't
she's
understand
magical.
Theodore anymore, but she sees him give up the like one-fanged claw thing, and Helga just responds with the thumbs up. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So are we gonna head out then?
Fiona's gonna put a hand over the drink Murph has. Just kind of push it down to the table. We walk together, and we walk with a clear head.
Xander.
As you say, Mama
I
Fee,
warned
and he'll stand up.
And you don't notice. Mixus goes over and grabs the other one and gives it to Nora to put into the bag of holding.
I was just gonna say,
Right
like,
in there.
Helga's taking that other bottle. Like, someone, it is coming with.
Like,
One
just
Bottles
way or
are in the bag.
All the groceries that Mixus just bought, yeah, we're taking those too. Like,
We're bringing the groceries. I put some of the ones that can stay into. You see her go through that little portal thing, it just looks like a wall, and she ends up in the pantry and puts a few things away in there.
perishables.
And then all of a sudden you see the tree start to like it knows that we're leaving, so it's starting to like close up itself, like the shutters are closing, like
Yeah, I'm not gonna get used to that.
and like the doors
I
are
love it.
closing, that kind of stuff. The chairs are all like repositioning
This
themselves
is
where they're supposed to go.
convenient.
Man, that wine's too strong. I ain't drinking anything with that wine.
This is horrifying. What do you mean?
And then I look at me at Tilly and go, Tilly, okay, we're gonna lock the tree house, the home tree. We've never done this before, but Granddad showed us how to do it.
Okay.
Remember when we leave?
Okay.
But we all have to get out first. We have to be out.
Okay. All right. So
You guys
everyone
ready? We
leaves.
can leave?
Mhm.
And then you just see them like hold hands, one hand, and then put two hands on the door, and like you hear like it sounds like a complex lock, but it's not. It's just magic, and it's like making it so you can't get in the tree at all. Like nothing can get into the tree. And then you see the door kind of like vines grow over the door, and the door disappears.
Bruno's just gonna shake her head and walk
You know,
away.
I think a lot of us were like, oh.
Not a toy.
Okay.
Yay.
Great. We're on our way.
Okay.
I was very intrigued.
Murfta, and I go over to Murfta and I run towards Murfta and I just like bear hug your legs and be like, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry I had to take care of my sister real quick, but I'm sorry, are you okay?
He's gonna like pick her up and hug her. Thank you, I'm alright, but family's important. You did the right thing. I'll be alright. Put her back
Okay.
down.
Okay, thanks. Okay, alright. Okay, well we gotta go this way. Alrighty. And I'm guessing like I have a feel like would Serena like walk with Tilly?
Yeah.
Then I'm guessing, or is
Yeah.
Tilly gonna be right next to me?
I'd say by both. You all three would by each other.
Okay. Okay, who's going first? I mean, we have a map.
I would like to try to like talk to Murfta slightly out of earshot, so I feel like I would probably
Near the
try
end.
to hang
we
back
both go-
first I can.
Renora, why don't we we'll keep the back of the train and keep eyes, make sure our backs are protected. Helga, you got the best sniffer in the game. Why don't you take point?
I got.
Along
I'll
with
take the
Mistress, our
compliment,
guide,
yes.
of course.
I was gonna say, Meeks
Can
is
we
like,
use a
how he
map
gets to the
too?
top.
Take the
We have a
compliment.
map.
These
Oh,
seasonal
Adam,
allergies are kicking my
Awesome
ass,
map.
but I'll do my best.
Just-
Yeah.
Just keep your, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, your snout open for trouble. Beyond the normal trouble that
Yes.
is. Ask Miss, if you smell something that smells like trouble, ask Mixes if it's trouble. If she says it's trouble, then it's trouble.
Mixes always smells like trouble.
Ah.
I pictured that like where did Danger Noodle he was in the grass somewhere?
He was in
Is
the
he
tree,
gonna-
I thought.
Yeah, well he was in the garden.
Well,
I
before
think.
you
Is he
kicked him
coming
off a
with
bit.
us?
He would
Is
have
he coming
got
with-
back in your pack.
Okay, he crawled back in,
Yep.
and I just picture all of a sudden you see a Danger Noodle sitting on one shoulder of a lantern, and a bunny sitting on another shoulder of another lantern.
I love
Be
it.
And we're ready to go.
So are you guys going over to the first runic that he can pray at, or are you guys going to go
Yes.
specifically to the site where you guys need
Yes.
to go? Okay.
We're gonna go pray first.
So, taking itself about an hour to get there, you go through a further thicker brush of the woods where there's no one that actually lives, minus maybe some hunters that have tents. But these are hunters that are employed through the actual village themselves. Due to the ways of the village, because they are hunters, they can't actually live in the village, but they procure the meats and they do an import-export deal.
My people.
As you find out what is their version of temples here, you find yourself to the first spot of the map, which is basically like large indentations into even larger rock formations that create themselves like a built-in man-made pedestal, a platform that have old kind of like plate runes that are just like slammed into the ground that have not yet moved and left to history to hold. Each of them have a different symbol on them, representing whatever in the side. For anybody who's good at religion, you can roll me a religion check to see if you can understand what this one signifies.
Certainly.
Can I do something real quick before
Sure.
we get there? On the way there, as we're like trying to figure out directions and whatnot, Renora is gonna kind of like fall back to Murph and be like, I know none of these bleeding hearts would do it, but if it comes down to it, of life or of life and imprisonment back with them, or death, I got you.
I appreciate that, Renora.
But it won't come to that, eh?
Also, do me a favor. Before you draw that blade, keep those bleeding hearts safe so they don't bleed anymore.
Oh, yeah, obviously. That's all I wanted to do.
Okay.
Continue.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't
So what do we get for the religion?
23.
23.
How do you show you're good friends? By saying I'll kill you if it comes to it.
Hey, if you'd rather be dead, I got you.
Wow.
Brandon, that should be a shirt. We good friends, to help you hide bodies. Great friends kill you when you need it.
When you need it.
Based off the runes and the overall symbol of the major platform, you can tell that these are all elements, and they mostly represent different forms of weather. You've got symbols of wind, lightning, thunder. You even got forms of destruction as far as tornadoes. You can assume that this is a way of connection to different kind of gods. It represents storms, or even just the weather itself. As far as outside that, unlike a usual temple, there are no like actual statues representing gods. You assume that what it is just kneeling on the actual circular platform and just connecting to the nature itself to allow it to do the rest.
You're up, Xander. It's your turn.
All right. I've only been waiting to do this for I don't know how long. So we will approach, find a center, and start to pray to.
Yes, Helga's gonna go with too.
Yeah.
Okay. I need you both to give me a religion check, please.
Oh, let's not fuck this up.
7.
And spooky 20.
Spooky 20. As you both kneel on this platform and you close your eyes, to the rest of you can see the runes beneath it set the glow blue. And immediately a straight light surrounds them. And as you might test it, you feel that it looks like until the process is complete, no one can enter and no one can leave. As immediately the light becomes so thick, you don't even see them in it, as it just looks like a large blue beam of energy that just straight enters into the sky itself. You both feel light. And at first, Xander, you're totally understanding what's going on. However it is, it's connecting you back over to Averant itself, as that is the direct connection to Zula. As you immediately see yourself just lifting yourself up in the air, and you're just watching your friends go further away as you're getting pulled up into the clouds. But you see the landscape start shifting and changing until all of it goes away, and you find yourself able to, you test it, and you can walk on the clouds perfectly, as they are nothing but cushions of air that you can move through. Helga, your eyes are still closed, but you were there with Xander. And it takes you a little bit, but as you finally get up there, you open up your eyes, and it's confusing, but you eventually get the idea of it.
Helga's just spinning in the air.
As you eventually see a female neither of you have ever seen before. Paladin armor, long blonde hair underneath the actual helmet itself. Sword at the back, walking up with only a flute as she's like spinning it in her fingers of the armor. As she eventually comes down and she just positions herself in front of you. You have activated the runes. One has not done so to contact my queen in some time.
Time is relative, but
A weird
it
shoe?
is. Yeah, but it is present, and it has been too long since I have seen her perform the great song, and we are here to meet with her. Look for guidance and strength.
Then let her offer it to you, as she just immediately just opens up the path. As the immediate clouds themselves open up their way, as you can just now see yourself a pathway that is flattened and cut into the clouds. Till you eventually see her just leaning up as her casual self on her throne, as she is just strumming a very somber tune. And she doesn't even look at you, but she sees you there and her enlarged self, as she is at her 20-foot size right now, and she's just playing a calm song, and she doesn't look at you. Xander, Helga, what is, well, it's been some time.
It has.
Too long, am I right?
Yeah.
It's been some time, yes.
Yes.
She immediately just kind of gently puts down her instrument as she just steps up. As you can now see the grandiose size of her compared to you. After so long, are you here for business or pleasure?
I kind of pause and I'm like thinking about it. Like, I guess both, but mostly business. Although we're always here for the great song and to celebrate you and to sing your praises.
Well,
and share those praises with the lands.
the song may be great, but it is not the one you know. The tune has become somber, depressing, and currently, within the clouds itself, not all is as great as the song can be. But, business, pleasure, I must say, times are tough. I know that we are connected, but it has been some time. And I must know that I still am speaking to Xander that I've given power to.
Oh, trust me.
Yeah, she resits back down. I need to be cheered up. Play me a song to remind me that you are who you say you are.
Yeah, Xander, play her a song.
All right.
Give me a performance check.
Okay.
Helga does interpretive dance.
Just right here. Just right here. Just right here.
Yeah.
All right. We got a 23.
23. And what kind of music are you gonna choose? What kind of type of music are you gonna play?
I would say something to brighten her up, something a little more upbeat.
Okay.
Trying to empower her a bit.
Okay.
Something that would start slow and just kind of build its way up.
Okay. As you
Grandiose.
start playing and you start building up, she starts it takes her a little bit of time, and then she eventually starts getting to it. And then you can tell that she's really getting into the beat. She starts to smile. She doesn't really get there, but then she decides to pick up her own lute, and she does what she usually does, which she tries to mimic your tune. She slowly starts mimicking it until you go into a duet, and you start continuing off of each other's music, eventually balancing off each other until you eventually finish it, as the music itself stops and she puts that aside. It has been some time since I have felt the ease of such a beautiful note.
I would say the same.
You have
Music
offered,
is far and few between.
You have given me a proper offering. Pleasure is complete. Business commence. What is it that you require?
Well, great Zula. A lot has happened. A lot has been seen. A lot has been lost since we have last spoken. I have seen visions that have astounded me, and I look to seek some meaning. One of the last big dramatic visions was of legendary warriors with such powerful weapons and spells, and we seen you fighting for your life, and a paladin was there, warriors that look similar, but I seen the evil of Valeris, and he was fighting against you, and we were in this battle for life and death, and chaos and destruction was going around. And I needed to tell you that, to forego that tragedy that could happen, and to put some meaning to those visions.
As she is unfazed by this news, if my death is to come, I will not deny it. My time will be my time. If it is by Valeris' hand, then so be it. As much as I despise the man, and most gods do, fate must still commence, even if it is at my expense. But you seem motivated to contradict what you've seen.
Absolutely. We have to defy fate sometimes. We can't let the rules write itself. We are all our own writers of our own song.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh god, okay. We're gonna roll a coin.
Okay.
Jesus.
Rolls that you need to have.
Oh, I'll roll another coin. Shitty. I'm gonna look for Helga to risk me up a bit, because that's only, well, let's see, what was persuasion? 7 plus 7 is 14.
14. I dare not to deny fate. It is not my way, and it's against my laws and laws of many of my brethren. But if you feel so inclined to do so, I will not hinder your progress. And if you do so well to free me from this fate, then I would be grateful. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything, because I think Sarah's frozen. Or Renora is frozen.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
there she is.
Okay, there we go. Okay. So I will not stop you from completing this, but I cannot help you, for it is against many of our laws to do such an act. Valeris himself is a stain on much of our laws, and he's grown much powerful since he's been brought back into this world. I would deny and defy many laws made by both gods and man to see that man on a pyre.
Read the menace.
But even if I chose to help you, his power exceeds even mine. He has grown much too powerful, and he's starting to achieve what he wanted many years ago. You all have done yourself a great favor by disconnecting him from his immortality. But his power level right now is of so grandiose that I believe that is inconsequential. Immortality be damned, his power is high enough that even if I decide to forego all things I believe in and strike him with everything I have, I don't know what it would do. He serves a power that we do not understand, an entity that we cannot comprehend. Compared to what he believes, he still serves someone else. Compared to what he wants, he still has a master. And that master is an enemy that this realm has had for some time. And unfortunately, fate has brought this person to our world, and unfortunately, by circumstance, your helpfulness to bring this person back into this world, whether you wanted to or not. With his overall intention to have half-breeds forever rule, Malik is backing him 100%.
Damn that Malik! We have to bring justice to Kokali.
That may or may not have been my fault.
I understand your passion for wanting to get revenge, and I understand your motivation to bring back what has been destroyed. But it is destroyed nonetheless. And there are chains that are taking place, and a cause and effect that will help you if you do things in a proper order compared to hindering you. You've already broken one of those chains. By killing the devil of lust, you have already hindered, but not fully stopped their progress. You were on a path once before to get revenge. I prefer revenge not be your motivation, but the 7 devils are a certain way to slow them down, but not stop them.
Do you have a easier, better, faster way to stop them instead of just slow them down?
If I could, like I said, I would, but my power is not even enough to just take down Phalaris himself. I do not have the power to slow down one even grander than him. You must understand, Phalaris and Malik now live with their own laws. Power is not just a word to be played around with here. It would take the full force of everything that my brother and I have just to stop them. And believe you me, there are more of us that actually are with their intentions than against them. So, it's a fair warning. I know what Destiny has in store for myself. I know what Destiny has in store for many. And if it is our time for myself and my brethren to die, we will. But I will be damned if we die for them to only gain more power.
I agree.
We've only been gods for so long, but we know our place in this world, and we know it is not infinite. Only the Elder Gods have the ability to rewrite destiny as they see fit. Only with them all together do they have the power to speed up the process to help you.
Okay.
But know this to be sure. I have seen, and many of my brethren have seen as well, a one chance that these two can fail. And I hate to tell you, it is not by your hand. You are responsible for their fall, but it's not your hand that will bring them down. Follow through with your intentions. Do what you will to eliminate the 7 devils. You will help the eventual progress of their falling if it still comes through. But I will not guarantee that it's a successful venture. All I can guarantee is either by your hands or someone else's, the devils will fall. It is up to you to see how much damage they incur before you drop them.
See. So then, would you like us to rally the Elder Gods? Bring them to light? Tell them about this importance and
she
to see
chuckles a
change?
bit. She chuckles a bit. If it were so easy. The fact that you've been able to commune with one is a feat that you all must give each other a welcome hand. For very few have encountered. Take into account, she has only been discovered by once before, and that was Phalaris himself. Other than that, the world does not even believe that yes, it exists, except for a small group that served her once, and they never actually met her. For the rest of them, only a few of them have been encountered, but never truly been served. Your friend Mixus is the only first since Phalaris that has truly gained power from one of the Elder Gods.
I see. Then it is time for that importance, that urgency, for if we don't rally together, then I feel like we're just going to descend even greater than the plague, and life itself could just be overcome by his rule.
Then there's only one thing you can do, and you've already started it. And in a miraculous way you are doing so. You're grabbing the blades. There has never been a group in time at all that has rallied so many weapons together of such importance. But I know 3 that are impossible for you to grab at this moment. 2 of them would require tragedy, sacrifice, and much heartache to do. But the question is, are you willing, or any of your group willing, to make such a sacrifice?
Well, since we've last met, I've encountered death, and I've come back. And I couldn't hear your song anymore. But then they pulled me back. They said the show must go on, as they say. And so we rallied our magnificence. We got back up again. We moved forward. So if the time is now if we have to step up, make that sacrifice again, I would be willing to do so.
Well, it just gives Xander, like, the biggest side eye. Like, oh, really?
And Helga would back me up through the
Who
whole
the
thing.
fuck are you speaking for? Hang on, I just gotta pull up some information because I gotta make sure I'm telling the right shit.
Circus, Afro, circus.
You know it.
Polka dot Afro.
Where the fuck are they? Hang on. I have so many notes that I'm going through, and I never know when I'm going to pull up this specific sheet, so it's like always hidden within my notes somewhere.
The layers.
It's like an onion, it has layers.
No, it's more like a puff. It's more like a parfait.
It's still on the quote board.
It's still like a parfait.
Where in the actual fuck? I know you're here. Bear with me for just a minute, folks.
Yep. That's all right. Yeah. Good time. We haven't went and prayed to a temple or seen Zool in a while, so it's good time.
Good times. Good times. All right.
It's been months.
Helga makes mental note. Xander willing to kill himself. Okay, cool. We're gonna have to have a therapist talk to you about something.
I think our needs a therapist at this point.
The show must go on.
Okay, here we go. All right.
A reunion show is a therapy session.
God.
So if you are willing to put life and limb, body and soul, and you can speak for your group as a whole to be these kind of heroes, I can assist you in a stepping stone to an overall path that could lead you in the right direction.
All right. Yeah, I feel like we've been through enough. We've conquered many hurdles. We've redeemed ourselves, but there's still much to be done, and there's still much to be rewritten and redeemed. I feel like we would make that step.
As a god of storms itself, I will forever know where the Blade of Storms is at all times. Now, it is against many of our beliefs to tell mortals the location of the blades. But if you swear that you and your friends will take this seriously. Do what needs to be done. I will assist you.
You have my word.
She immediately takes one hand on the throne, the other hand on the throne, and she immediately just like starts generating power through herself, as it looks like she has to take much concentration to try to find it. And she's just like surprisingly stops. That's both scary and fortuitous. You're not far from it.
Well,
In
ain't that a
fact-
coinky dink?
And in fact, as she starts scratching her nails against it, you are destined to find it within several weeks. But it is currently in possession of another warrior. Quite powerful. I know very little about her, but her strength is not something to be laughed at. She will not be given the blade up freely. Take with that what you will. Once you retrieve the blade itself, and you claim it as your own, you'll proceed from there. Know what happens when you retrieve all the blades. You must make a pact, Xander, Helga. I tell you this in the utmost confidence. Bahamut cannot be trusted. His connection to this realm and the other 8 are for survival only. It is why the blades are created, to slow down his progress, to stop his growth. Once you retrieve all blades, you must bring it to the pedestal at the base of his birth. Only then will you get the ability to have a power that can stop even someone who defies fate itself. But only then will you have that little bit of an edge that can push you closer to the fate that allows you to live in battle against Valeris and Malik, compared to dying for no reason at all. It is not an answer, it is a mathematical equation that could possibly work in your favor.
I'm sorry, you said once we get all the blades, we have to bring them to the pedestal of his birthplace?
Yep.
Okay.
To the place of his birth.
Do you know what his plan is? Because some of our party seem to have a
That is
strong
a story for
connection.
another day. I feel like I've given you too much information already. Do this. It's enough information on your plate. You already are in process of quite a quest, as I can see that there is much turmoil between some of your members that is the way it is. Deal with this. Retrieve the blade. Take it as your own. Contact me then. With your connection to me, and you holding the blade itself, I should have a stronger connection to try to find the others.
Still have the ring you gave me all that time ago, too. Before you send us off, though, I know you are very busy, gave us a lot of information, super helpful. Do you have any inside knowledge on this Soma fella that we kind of let wander throughout? Do you know
This is
of
the
him?
first time you see her flinch.
That is definitely a reaction that
As
I
she
was not
immediately sits up,
expecting.
you do not speak of Soma Theraphor, do you? That is a
no,
problem.
Pretty sure that's his name. He's
As she just immediately stands up and she shrinks to your size to speak to you evenly.
Helga's like actually scared because she's like, oh
Yeah.
shit, what did I just like, oh no.
I feel like we're standing next to each other like,
This is why Helga stays quiet because
She walks up as she starts circling around you. Be careful around that man. His destiny
Oh,
is the
trust
only
me.
one of all time that is not locked in. His fate is undecided. His
So we've
destiny
heard.
is only told in 2 stories. And even though of his actions that he has taken before his sleep, his destiny is still not set.
Well,
He
That's-
is a man that is literally on the fine line between the greatest evil or the best survival of our realms. All it takes is a small straw to teeter him to the wrong side. I do not implore you to kill him, threaten him in any way, but I'd recommend as your safety to steer clear.
Yeah, that was our plan. Like you said, that's
yeah.
all we pretty much know of him, is that he's either a destroyer or a savior, and we're kind of letting him figure himself out because, we're trying to not
After-
sway him one way or another by accident, and
He
but just
beyond
wanted to
the-
make you aware that he is out wandering the realms. So,
To put it in perspective, she immediately looks at both of you with the most stressed eyes you've ever seen out of her. As she immediately summons a scribe in her hand and gives it to whoever wants to grab it first.
it's mine!
Okay.
I probably can't read it, but it's mine!
Oh, even though I have
She-
comprehend languages.
She just points to your rolled up paper. This has a piece of information I'll lead you to a book. It's not the only copy, but the book is special for one reason. Exactly on the day of this man's birth, 5 versions of his book randomly appeared out of thin air. One randomly into the Temple of Nelithir. One randomly in the Temple of Heartwind. One appeared to the Averant soldiers. One appeared over in Aberys, and one appeared to us. I will not tell you what's in the book, but find it. This has the inscription of where to find it in every location. I cannot give you the one that I have, for I do not have it, and I do not know when my brethren have it.
Okay, so when she said us, she meant the gods?
Mhm.
Okay.
I believe you have favor with the Heartwinds. Perhaps they can try to procure the book for you. Be warned.
Well,
This book, just like his fate, is an undecided item. Touching it, depending on the person, can both bless them and or curse them. Who chooses to read the book must be warned when they read its pages.
I will definitely keep that in mind. Sorry to dress you out. Didn't mean that, but figured it was a pertinent piece of information to have, maybe spread around with your brethren, or just, like I said, he's out there, so whether you want to tell your siblings or keep that information to yourself, just because he is a wild card. So
Okay, I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna make up something out of bullshit here. This is good.
oh, I love it. I love
Yes!
random bullshit. This is great.
Random bullshit, go.
Give me the random bullshit.
I will back you as much as possible. There is only one of my sisters that can tell you where he stands at all times. I cannot guarantee that she will help you. Currently, she has been lost to us. Ever since her main patron decided to, let's say, switch professions, she has been a ghost to us. She has a certain ability that is unique to her own. She can literally test the balance of anything. You must find Fredona.
Ooh, that's a deep cut. Alright.
She literally has the ability to understand the balance of anything. And in Soma's case, it is literally the balance of where he stands.
Okay.
Only she can know without literally probing his brain. But I do not know where she is. She has been lost to us ever since her main patron has decided to do other things, let's say.
Do my best to locate her. I appreciate all the extra little tidbits of information. It's very helpful.
Yes, and when he first awoke, I thought it was going to be Malik 2.0, the next coming of Malik. So, trying to
Enter
having fear, right? Having fear of that traumatic event has been my whole point to avoid that situation again. So,
but
that's most helpful.
What I gave you is much more than what I should. You must leave now. Less questions be asked, and possible problems enter. And she immediately just kind of presses down on the clouds. For do not contact me again until the job is done. And then she immediately just presses down as you immediately just fall straight down the clouds and you immediately just land back in your bodies as all of you just see the light starts to fade over them as they start to stand up. Eyes open.
We heard none of that, Andrew. That was all muted.
Oh no.
Oh. What?
You were too far away. It wasn't picking up your voice.
Okay.
It didn't pick up on your
Excitedness.
Okay. So yeah, I wake up. I'm just like, oh, yeah, that was good. Oh, that jam was
Xander,
unbelievable.
Xander, why are you yelling right here?
Because
we're
it's
all
so much
right
fun.
here.
Because she's so
Wait,
awesome.
what happened?
We can walk and talk. We got some new information, but we should probably... We got what we needed to get done.
It changes everything. Everything.
Well,
I mean...
Yes,
It'll
this
be
is-
changes a lot, right? From your faces, it looks like it changes a lot.
It does.
Yeah,
It does.
it's definitely a sit down over a campfire kind of talk. It's, it's...
Okay.
Maybe give us the cliff notes. What'd she
Yeah.
say?
Bahamut is bad. Don't trust him. Which was cool. That's great. She said we have to bring the blades to where his birthplace or place of birth was to stop him. She knows of Soma. She said we should stay away from him and just let him do his own thing because he's a wild card. And then she gave me this handy dandy scroll, which I'm assuming I can't read because it's me. But she said that there was some books that randomly popped up when he was born, in all different kingdoms and stuff. And they are undecided items, and whoever grabs them will either be blessed or cursed. Sure. Creepy books. Love it. And then we have to find Fedona, who I guess is her sister, who can test the balance of things, so she will be able to, if we can find her, she'll be able to tell us how much on the good-evil scale Soma is without actually, going into his brain. Cliff notes.
Yes.
Well, you guys
I told
learned
you.
a lot.
And
Fire.
recount information about what she shared about my vision of Valeris. And
Okay.
Cliff notes. I warned you. Campfire story.
You have been
That's
warned.
That's a lot. I guess we
Yes.
will have to have that conversation.
She said there was a book that appeared in Nilithir, Heartwind, Abris, the Aberrant soldiers got one, and then the gods got one.
Mhm.
And
Want to
Oh,
share this?
So
book
I
with us?
I wonder
She
if
doesn't have
Seraphina
it.
has one.
No.
Or at least she claims to not have it, and she hasn't led me wrong before, so I can't imagine she would keep it from us, but she said whoever... She said the books are kind of like Soma, where they're kind of undecided, so whoever holds on to them, I guess, shapes how that book... I don't really understand it. It's books, it's me, we all know. Like...
I understand it a little bit more of the intentions.
Well, it sounds like we're gonna have to get our hands on that book, and
Yes.
she's gonna turn over to Serena. Can you contact your dad and just see how they're doing? If they still got eyesight on him.
Or what, Soma? No.
You're gonna ask that of Serena?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like, okay. And she immediately just like uses her charm to immediately contact her. Dad? Immediately just like takes a second. You guys don't hear the other end. Just curious, what's the progress right now? Oh, okay. They're apparently just decided to get themselves an inn. They made themselves, they went about east, about like 20 miles, and they found themselves a place secluded, and they found themselves an inn.
She, like, visibly relaxes. Okay, well, at least that's taken care of for now. It sounds like this blade might
Thornblade.
be close. Just gonna look over at Murph.
Oh, yeah, she did also mention the,
Oh, I don't know that. Never mind. I'm scratch that.
No, I was gonna say, Helga would
Stop
also
thinking about
mention
it.
that she said we were close to the
So,
Blade of
Blade.
Storms,
Mhm.
and that the blade wouldn't be acquired without a fight.
Yes. From another.
Casually looks to Murph.
Now I'll say what I said.
Right. No.
Rewind.
Just
Rewind and reverse that.
Like, kind of under his breath. He always had a thing for shiny, pretty things.
Yeah, look at
And
that cute
deadly
little
ones,
head of
too.
yours. It's so shiny and pretty.
Oh, God.
Cute little bald head.
So just because we're getting a
He
little
likes
later,
my other face a lot better.
we're going to progress on just because we're getting a little late.
Yep.
So, with that information, you guys decide to move to the room that was marked on the map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's the one that I'm supposed to go to.
Yep. So as you head to this X on the map, that is a room that's supposed to be avoided by most people, but you were told to go see it to understand the implements of what is happening, other than just a traveling group that is thieving and making a ruckus. For anybody here who can cast spells, even a few, I need you to give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Arcana.
Why you gotta be like
Why you gotta be
Gotta
like
be
that,
that? 13.
13.
22.
22. Anybody else rolled?
Yes, 16.
16. As you are moving closer, first off, anybody who's a spellcaster immediately knows that when you went to the Feywild, the magic itself is empowering you. But as you start getting further away from the last room, you're moving closer, you feel like it's almost being drained from you. It doesn't hurt, but it almost feels like casting a spell as you're getting closer to the spot is almost deadly to your own health. As you move closer, you start to notice through this thick, luscious land, everything is starting to wilt and die. Trees themselves have pulled themselves out of the roots and have been busted. Leaves on the ground have now blackened to ash, until you finally see a field as if as wide as if like a meteor crashed, but it is natural death, not a destruction of something hitting it. And it's all centered around this certain rune. but it also pushes further away from you, like a straight line. And immediately as you get closer to it, you can feel that whatever is happening here or happened is why you're feeling a bad pull of magic against you, like almost something trying to rip itself out of you. And
So this is normal.
No, this is not normal at all. The last time I was here, this room was beautiful, and all the trees around here were so lush and beautiful.
Okay.
Does it look like the plague at all, or different?
No, looks different.
Okay.
Different then. Different.
You see, Mixus turn blue. Not snowing yet, but blue.
Fiona puts a hand on her
Are we both
head
blue now?
to calm her.
Is Tilly hiding under the blanket at this point?
Pretty much.
I'm sure she is. Yeah.
Renora, I need you to give me a perception check, please.
Oh, Renora.
You are muted.
Thank you. 19.
19. You hear this, but no one else does. As you start to hear a female voice, adult. This is what they do now. Once upon a time, they took, they vandalized. That was bad enough. Now, they are doing more. Instead of just taking from people, they are literally taking from the land itself. This place is magic. Some of the purest kind. Everything that lives in this world is made of magic. This death is literally them taking the magic away from these lands. Our kind, as this person says it, was never supposed to be those of such high potency. They were the opposites to what magic was here. But now of late, things have gotten darker, and they have found themselves allied with those who have seen darker deeds even before coming to this land. As you feel a hand on your shoulder from behind you, similar skin tone to you, but taller. But you can see, as you maybe feel, it's not fully there. Maybe an illusion. Maybe you're seeing things. You're not sure, but the weight of it isn't true. You can even see a little bit through it. Kind of like a fully colored ghost.
I'm
You
gonna
don't
turn.
see this, right? None of us.
None
see
of you
this?
see this.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn slowly towards the hand while, like, what my other hand on my dagger, like,
It's
just ready to.
You see a face that you've not seen in many, many years. A familiar face, one that you would swear you'd never see again. Lightly armored, furred. A face that you thought has long been past. As she just looks at you. This is death. You came here for friends, and you want revenge. What if I told you it's much more than that? This is greater than you or them. It's greater than you even trying to avenge me. And that's where we're gonna end it.
Dun dun dun.
I love it.
Wow. Awesome.
The ghost of Christmas past.
So much lore, so much
Yep.
lore.
Back the truck up. It's a lore jump.
It's a truck, it's Lord.
Oh my god, I need to write that down.
You need to make that like a new meme. You need to make that a
It's a
sticker,
lore
yeah.
That's the lore now.
The truck.
Lore coming through us. Ah.
It's a lore dump. Yep, this is happening.
Yes.
You can have you should do
Got
like a
it.
little Dungeon Master Joe in the driver's seat.
Right?
Yeah, Xander's just sitting there. What?
So,
The
Everybody.
The lore is just falling on Xander. Like,
We're like, oh god.
everybody, thank you for watching the session.
Oh,
Thank you for watching the session. This is the last one of D&D for the week. So, come back next week. Both sessions were pretty filled with some good lore. So, stay tuned for next week. A lot of
It's
stuff going
spicy.
on. We'll have the sequel to this session next Thursday. Next Wednesday will be Star Wars. And then we got sequel to Blades on Tuesday. So, if you missed the episode, do not forget to check out our VODs also on YouTube and Kick. That being said, everybody have a fantastic night, and we'll see you next week. Good night.
Bye.